Okay, King Silas, you're in charge.
All right, guys. So, who wants to ask a question to whom first?
I have a question for Zulu.
Okay, go ahead.
Ooh.
What
Wait,
is the
Zulu, are you
difference
open? Sorry, Zulu, you open at answering questions?
Zulu's not here right now. He went to the bathroom.
Oh.
okay.
Well, then I
Alright.
think you're going to have to wait until he comes back.
No worries.
All right.
He's
I guess
dodging.
other people can ask questions to
Yeah,
Lego.
just hold that question until he comes back.
I'm gonna
Sure.
have to adjust a lot of volume. Holy shit. There's so many people in here.
All right. Luckily, I have a really loud microphone, so I can overpower everyone. So,
Yeah, no.
is there anyone that has a question for Lego?
I'm gonna lower you.
That's okay. You're fine. You can do that.
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
How is ownership distinct from possession?
All right, go ahead.
Hey, that was
Ownership
my
is
question.
Ownership would be a socially recognized entitlement, whereas possession would just be that you have it. So, like, if you take somebody's car, there's no social recognition that you have an entitlement to that car. So it's only possession of the car.
All right. Anyone? Do you want to follow up on that, or?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you explain socially recognized? What does that mean?
Socially recognized. So, like, the community that you're in recognizes that it is your car. So if you just take my car and the community recognizes that it's my car, well, you just have possession of my car.
Okay.
So, just the last follow-up. If society or like your community recognizes something impossible, would that be the new reality?
No.
Lego, could you say that again?
No, the community recognizing something like a logical contradiction wouldn't make it somehow true or valid.
Got it. Thanks.
All right, no problem.
Can I jump in on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to know, what does it mean for society to recognize something? I don't know what society means. Can you point to society as like a guy?
You don't know what society means?
Well, I think I know it. I think it means a group of people, but I don't know what it means for a group of people to recognize
It's
something.
weird.
Do they all
It's weird that you
recognize it?
said you don't know what it means, but then you immediately say, no, I know what it means.
Oh, so that is correct.
do you know what it means?
What does it mean for
Guys,
a group
guys,
of
Wait,
people?
wait. All right. Guys, all right. So I'm gonna hold on, Zulu.
What does
Sorry.
it mean for a group of people to recognize something?
So let's just go one at a time. Let's try not to get at each other. So Zulu, you ask your
Do they
question,
all
then
recognize
Lego
it?
you answer your question. Yeah. Zulu,
So we're letting
Lego, go ahead.
The public ask their questions.
Yeah,
Are
Zulu
we not
wasn't
doing
here for this when you announced the format, but basically, we're just all gonna ask you guys questions.
Yeah. So
You
Zulu,
you
yeah.
and Lego.
If you're fine with that, of course.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be here.
We
of
could
course.
schedule a follow-up debate
I-
on that
Mhm.
if
I
you wanted.
just wanted to run down this line real quick because he did the same thing in the previous debate in the Q&A. I just don't know what it means for a group of people to recognize something.
Yeah, and
As a
I don't know
group.
I don't know why you say you don't know what society is, and then immediately say you know what society is. I don't
Okay,
know why
well,
you
do
pretend
they
not to
all have
understand
to
words.
recognize
I'm
it?
still
Good.
talking. I don't know why you
Hold
pretend
on,
not to know
hold on.
what I mean, and when you actually do.
Do
So,
they all have to recognize it?
Guys, come on.
Yeah, the issue here is that you pretend not to understand concepts when you do.
Why-
Just
why
because
no,
you think
that's-
it's going to get
Wait, guys.
weird.
All right. Guys. All right.
Yeah,
So
Cephas, go.
So it seems like we're not really gonna go anywhere with this discussion. Respectfully.
Well, because Lego refuses
I
to
thought we were
answer.
doing
Yeah, I
audience
know, but
questions. What
yeah.
happened to
So
audience
hold on, guys.
questions?
Stop. So what we're gonna
Let's
do,
have Cephas
guys.
speak here.
All right. So what we're gonna do, all right, is we're gonna open the floor for questions. Now you could participate in this. You could not participate in it. It's up to you. But we're just gonna open up the floor to audience questions because I don't think anyone here wants to hear you guys arguing about the same thing that we just got done. I mean, do you guys all agree with me on that? All right.
Well, isn't that why everyone's
Yeah.
here?
Yeah. Well, actually, before you came in here, we kind of all agreed that we were gonna have a Q&A thing, and that I was gonna sort of like,
Kind of, yeah.
do a Q&A thing, and then everybody was
I'm
gonna
saying
ask
that
you guys
everyone's here
questions.
to hear me and Lego argue. Like, that's why people are
True, kind
currently
of.
in this VC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so what
sure,
if we do questions first and then you guys argue it out?
Yeah. How about
Yeah, we
yes?
could do that.
Okay. So then, how about this? First person that wants to ask a question, we ask a question, and then once we feel like we've exhausted the question asking, then you guys can go right at it. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
Sure, can I ask the first question?
Holy shit.
Okay, but let's just try to keep it a question and not a debate, okay, Zulu? Okay.
Okay, so Lego, does every single person in society have to recognize your ownership of a car for it to be socially recognized? Or is it like
No.
a percentage, like 90%?
No, not everybody has to recognize it. It doesn't have to be universal.
All right.
You gonna address the or part?
I mean, I just answered your question. I thought we were going to do audience questions.
All right. All right. So
That's
next.
or
All right.
is-
All right, guys. All right.
Percentage.
So you. All right. And next person that wants to say something, just say I, and then I'll. I. Who said that?
I said
Wait,
it.
can I
All right,
ask a
Edw-
question I was waiting for Zulu to come back for?
Oh, okay. You did ask a question first, so I'll let you ask the question first, and then next will be Eduardo. Okay. All right. So go ahead and ask your question to Zulu.
What's the difference between possession and ownership?
All right.
Ownership is justified possession.
All right. Is there a follow up to
So
that? or-
if you have possession of something, are you the owner only if it's justified? I guess, yeah. Can you explain that?
Only if it's justified.
Justified by what?
How does it become justified?
Well, property theory. Got a course on this.
I don't know what that is.
All right.
He can't explain it, so.
Oh yeah. All right. So
I can give you the basic terms of it if you want, but
We'll
I
take some
can't go
time,
over the
yeah.
whole course.
do you want to
3
give
hours.
the basic answer, or do you just?
Sure. So the basic answer is property rights are conflict avoiding norms. The reason why we have property in the first place is because we're trying to avoid conflict. Crusoe and Friday, or they're on the desert island. Crusoe pulls a stick out of nature. He's walking to the ocean. He wants to spearfish with it. Friday comes along and he's like, that stick would be really good to stoke my fire with right now. And Friday tries to take off Crusoe. We've got a conflict here. We're trying to avoid conflicts here. So we've got the non-aggression principle, which I'm not going to prove for you right now. So, from that very fact, we can say, well, Crusoe is the one in the right. He's allowed to go forth because he had it already, right? And so that is where we get the homestead principle from. That if you are the initial possessor of something, then you own it. And there's also a discussion in my course over how specifically you want to describe ownership. Is it initial direction? Is it initial possession? I normally describe it as the right to control a thing. These are all, you can also describe it as the right to exclude from a thing. These are all synonyms, and I explain how they're all synonyms in the course.
All right. Cool. It seems like that seems like a pretty good answer. So, Eduardo, do you seem like you said I, if I'm not mistaken? No, you didn't say I.
Yeah,
Oh,
I did.
Okay. Go ahead. Ask your question.
I wanted to know how many people need to agree to something in order for that to be, I guess, justified per
Like
Lego's
socially
model.
accepted, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that just depends on what that society has set up as the norms. If you have it set up as you have to have some super majority, for certain laws, and then those laws indicate that someone is or is not the owner, well, then in that case, it's ultimately comes down to a super majority. But I think the society would kind of determine that. Like, there's not an objective. There's not a single objective answer to that. It could be just however society wants to set up ownership.
So in your model, it could be the case that like only one person has that discretion, right? Because they could just formulate the, I guess, model so that one person's relegated rather than a group.
You could have like a king that decides who owns what. Yeah, that wouldn't make it like like I said, it's not objective that you're the owner. It's just what's socially recognized. So if that society grants authority to a king to declare people owners and not owners, then yeah, they'd be the owner.
How many?
And again, though, that's more so descriptive. It's not even normative. It's not saying like, oh, it's right that they're the owner or whatever. It's just saying it follows the societal
Hold on,
norm.
let him finish.
I've got a question on this front. Hold on, because you're saying that the amount of society which needs to agree for something to be socially recognized depends on what society says, but then what portion of society needs to say it's that amount of society? Aren't you
it's not
entering a
normative.
third man problem here?
No, there's no objective answer to
I
what
can remove the
percentage
the
of
word
society.
shoot from there.
Well, I'm
Fine,
answering
Hold on,
your question.
let's-
If you want to be quiet while I do, so there's no objective answer to it. So it's just a matter of this is how society determines ownership. Therefore, you do have the special privilege that qualifies you as owner. Like, there's no right or wrong what percentage.
Hold on, hold on.
There is no objective answer to that.
Okay.
Right. No. So yeah, you were wrong about that. Then when you said you were answering my question, you were actually lying to me.
No,
Okay,
you're just
wait.
asking a question that's nonsensical.
Is there?
because
Wait,
you're
guys,
pretending as if
stop,
there's an
stop,
objective
stop,
answer
stop,
when there
guys,
isn't.
guys,
So-
guys,
What I
please listen to
actually
me,
asked
please
you
listen to me, listen to me,
was
listen to
that
me, guys.
Your
Zulu,
claim was that the amount
Zulu.
of society that needs to agree for something to be socially recognized depends on what society says. Okay, well, how
I do
much
like
of
you said
society
this, by the way. I know I'm
needs
mean to
say
you.
that?
No, we're all good, but Zulu, hold on. Respectfully, I love both of you guys. I do respect and love both of you guys, but you guys, right now, we're trying to get out the questions first, and then you guys can debate. We're gonna let you guys debate, but you guys at least allow the rest of the guys to ask their questions first. Okay, is that cool? All right. So next person that wants to ask their question, say aye.
Already did.
Aye. Is there anybody else that wants to ask a question before we let these guys rip?
Casimir.
Is there anyone else?
Casimir did.
Oh, Casimir. Okay, Casimir, go ahead.
So, I'm a very simple human. I just want to act in the world, and I don't want to not act. So, in order to act in the world, I need to. This is a question for Lego. I need to find out what objectively is the thing that I own, and what is objectively the thing that I can control. And Lego, you said that I can never know objectively what I own, and so I can only find out post facto, post action, whether my actions were some kind of a conflict, or whether my actions were basically illegal. So if I am determined to act legally always, how can I survive in your type of worldview where no ownership can be objective?
Yeah, your P2 there, your premise 2 was that you cannot act unless you have an objective answer on what you do or do not own, which is just blatantly false. You can obviously act without knowing what is or is not yours. Like that doesn't make any sense. That would be like, can a cow act? Can a wolf act? Can a giraffe act? Yeah, they do act. They are in motion without having any conception of ownership. You don't need this concept of objective ownership in order for you to act. So I would just reject your P2. It's just obviously absurd. Like, we have tons of just mountains and mountains of examples of that just being false.
Yeah, that's not my P2.
That was your P2. You said you cannot act unless you have an objective answer to ownership, what you do and do not own. That was your P2.
Right.
So if you want to write it out, if you want to put a different number on it and write it out, I'll tell you. You can put it at whatever number you want, I guess, and I'll point out that's wrong.
All right.
It's not a dodge. You had a false premise in your argument, so I reject your conclusion because it's dumb. So go ahead.
Clearly, I intended to ask you, and I did ask you from the perspective that I want to know before the act whether I'm justified to do it. If I was a mere animal, then I wouldn't know whether it's justified or not. For example, I could just sit here and filibuster if I didn't know ahead of time, because King Sidis told me that it's not a correct way to behave on this server, right? So I need to know the correct.
Casimir, you're not even debating anyone, so be quiet.
Wait, all right, guys.
Stop.
All right. So
What the fuck up?
So this is what we're gonna, guys. All right.
Back and forth with Lago.
So we're gonna let Casimir ask his, or I think he's finished with his. I don't know.
It wasn't a question. It's just asserting something
Asserting
that's
a statement.
false.
So this is what we're gonna
He's
do now.
asserting
It
something
seems
that's
like
false,
it
and I
seems
pointed
like.
out why it's false.
Hold on,
so-
Lego. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother.
Okay. All right.
It
Sorry.
seems no, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Just so it seems like all the questions are good right now. So we're gonna let Lego and Zulu talk, but I do want to ask you guys to try to let each other go one at a time, and yeah, that's it. Okay. So go ahead.
Well, I had one, but I'm sorry.
Oh
I
wait,
just
do you
didn't
want to
listen.
ask? You want to ask a question?
Yeah.
Okay.
It
So
may be simple. It may be something that leads to something else. It's for Zulu, and
Okay.
it's the idea is that if shared ownership doesn't exist, then how do corporations exist? Or maybe more specifically, who owns a corporation?
oh, all right. That sounds like a cool.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
so I
Zulu.
don't think a corporation is ownable. I don't think people go out and they go, "Oh my God, look, there's a corporation tree over there. I'm going to pluck a corporation off of it." I don't think ownership is a valid concept with respect to corporations. It's not a thing that you can own. It's not
It
a
is
thing
a
you can have
thing.
conflicts over.
It
Now-
definitely.
Wait. Let Zulu finish, okay, please. Go ahead.
Yes. So the way that a corporation occurs is it's a web of contracts. It's a bunch of people get together and say, "I will trade this to you under these circumstances, and you'll trade this to me under these circumstances." Yada 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 yada. Now the follow-up question is, of course, well, what about the property owned by the corporation? Who owns the Amazon factories and yada yada yada? I don't care how Amazon does it or how anybody else does it. I'm just saying that the easiest way to do it would just be have the CEO own it all, but he's under a bunch of these restrictive covenants, so he'll trade it off to other CEOs and other people if he does something wrong with it or whatever. Right? That's how it occurs. And any corporation which does not follow this schema that I've laid out, the title transfer theory of contracts, is invalid and doesn't actually exist. It's just people pretending. It's people playing market.
All right.
Okay, except it does exist. I mean, I don't understand. Like you say, pretending, and yet it's reality.
Well, I think what
What is
Zulu,
that?
I think what Zulu is trying to say is that it's not valid in the property sense. Like these people don't. They're saying that they
It's
are
not
owning
his
it, but they don't.
definition of
for literally-
property sense.
Hold on,
I'll
hold
agree
on.
with that.
Yeah. It doesn't fit the definition of the libertarian definition of property because we believe in individual ownership. So,
Agreed.
okay.
So I actually say right now,
Hold on, hold on.
Mr. A3 dots. Mr. A3 dots, your name is censored on my stream at the moment. Mr. A3 dots, I actually own your body. And because I say that, I'm allowed to rape you now. Right, this is how property happens. It's just we just say things, and then that's the case.
That's not how it happens in corporations either.
Oh,
Okay.
so it's not just you say something and then it's
yes,
the case.
exactly.
Oh,
You might
I
actually have
see.
to buy shares.
Oh,
It
wow.
requires
Your
action.
actual objective standards
All right,
behind this.
guys. All right,
You
guys.
could have saw this. You could have seen this coming. Maybe I fucking did.
All right, Alley Cat. So it seems like that's pretty much the end
It's
of that.
the
Yeah. All right, guys. So I don't think there's anyone else, right?
I have a
I do. I have
question.
another question.
Just try to keep it respectful. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Wait, who said
Wait,
it?
who's asking the question?
Who's going? Who asked? Who said I?
Let's have a guy first.
I said I.
Okay, you go first, and then whoever's after you, go ahead. Eduardo.
I think you're talking to me? Okay,
Yes,
cool.
you. Yes, you.
So on the question of relegating that decision making to an individual, you said that's determined by society. Is there a portion of society that needs to agree to that too? Like what specific portion? In order to relegate that decision making to the
And I
king?
think that's
It's
addressed to
Lego. So just following-
Lego. I think that's addressed to Lego.
It's following up on the thing I was asking him earlier.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm sorry. I'm doing other stuff. What was the question exactly?
So you said that the decision making can be relegated to one individual if society declares it so. That was from me asking how many people need to be in agreement to something. To which you said it doesn't need to be a specific person or a specific amount. So how many people, or what is the criteria that would make it so that king in your model has that authority? You said society has to make that decision. Again, like, is there a certain amount of society? Are there specific peoples you relegate to that as well? How does that work?
I mean, I answered this
Can I
like 3
clarify
times. There
this?
is no objective.
Wait,
well,
hold on,
I'm going
sorry.
to answer his question.
Yeah,
first.
let him answer.
There is no objective answer. There is no. This is what percent or whatever. That's what I'm saying. It's relative. It's not.
So I'm
it's
going
just
to go
based
ahead
off
and
of what
clarify
society
what
Zulu,
the
one
problem
second,
that
one
Eduardo
second.
is pointing at.
1 second, guys.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
let
just
Lego
gonna go
finish,
ahead and do
and then
it.
Oh, wait, yeah.
It's just going to be relative to that society's values and how they
So-
want to set up their system of governance. There is no objective answer of what percentage of people would have to agree to a thing.
all
Right,
right.
so yeah, you've
Circular.
ignored Eduardo's issue, and that's why I wanted to go ahead and do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. So you have it that for something to be socially recognized, for property to be socially recognized, a certain portion of society needs to agree for it to be socially recognized. Okay, what portion of society? Well, that portion of society is determined by society. And what amount of society needs to determine that? Well, that's going to be determined by society. And what portion of society needs to determine that? That's going to be determined by society. So
No,
on
you're just
ad
missing the
infinitum.
point.
You are
There's going to be some
Hold on,
aggregate
let
societal
let
values.
Zulu
the
finish.
third man objection against Plato. That is what you're doing here. You have an
No,
infinite
it's not.
Hold on.
regress. Aristotle would poke holes through you, Mr. Frog.
He wouldn't. He would agree with me.
All right. So that's the end of that question. Last question from whoever said I after Eduardo. I don't know who said I.
I
Not
said,
me.
Who?
may
Oh, wait, it seems like now I hear two people saying me. So, which one was it?
The person in the cave, PFP?
what?
Or is it the...
No, it's the person at the bottom, at the Turk.
Okay. Oh, the Turkish guy looking, Zeph.
Yes.
Okay, you can ask your
Greek,
question.
but-
Keep it respectful. All right, go ahead.
Yes. It is about the NAP. Up until recently, I believed it was if you were attacked physically, like someone breaks into your house, you can retaliate. But recently, I learned that threats also apply. Does this mean that somebody that advocates for radical ideology that is against private property, can I attack them, and how much? I don't advocate for violence, I'm just asking.
Okay.
Before anybody says anything, I will remind them that I will leave in a second if somebody violates YouTube terms of service. So, I'm just going to give the theory here. The theory is that aggression means the initiation of conflict. If you initiate conflict against someone, then you are an aggressor. An initiation of conflict can include the use of threats. Go off with that information however you wish, but personally, you're not going to be on. Nobody's going to be on stream anymore if anybody's more explicit than that. So I'm going to.
Yeah. Let's not go deeper than that. All right. So this is going to be the final question. Kretalu, you know who I'm
Krita?
talking. Yeah, go ahead. Last question.
I didn't have a question.
Oh, you didn't have a question? Somebody? I thought it was you.
I said not me. Maybe.
Okay. So then, all right, guys. All right, that's it. Let's let Lego and Zulu get at it. But the only, like I said earlier, just try to keep it one person at a time. I don't want to have to go guys over and over again.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, we don't want to have a
Sure.
repeat
So
of
Lego,
that.
what's your answer to the third man objection?
There's just no. Your objection is baseless. I'm just saying that the collective values of that society are going to result in some. There's going to be some emergent government.
What
from
does a
that
collective
society.
value mean?
I'm telling you an answer here, and you can't wait until the end of it. Apparently,
Yeah, 'cause what does a collective value mean? I don't know what that means.
I literally said that in the answer that you cut off. There's some aggregate of the values of that society that's going to result in
How
some
do you aggregate
emergent.
values?
I'm trying to answer you, and you keep cutting me off. So it makes it hard to give you the answer you want if you.
yeah,
won't
let's
shut the
let
fuck
him
up
let him
and
finish
listen.
his
So-
sentence. All right.
Sure,
Yeah.
but I don't believe he's
So-
going to answer
all
me.
right, so
and
he's
that's
not
why I
gonna
keep
let
cutting
me
him off.
answer.
No,
So
you-
how do you
I am-
aggregate
So
values?
he asked
Yes.
the question and he cuts off the answer, and his excuse is, "Well, I don't think he's going to answer it, so I'm just going to cut him off before he
I
can
will.
answer
I will
it."
zip
Okay.
my lips until I will
All
zip
right,
my
go
lips
ahead
and
and
let
do
you.
it.
Wait,
finish
Lego,
talking.
Lego, stop.
I
Lego.
guarantee you will not answer. How do you aggregate
Mhm.
values?
All right.
Yeah, we don't have to have some objective measure of the aggregate value. There's going to be some emergent government that results from this society, and then that society's government is going to have some system that determines ownership. That's all we need. I don't need some objective answer to what it would or would not be as far as percentages or how do we aggregate the value. It's just whatever the outcome is. There is an outcome, and then that outcome is going to relatively determine ownership in that society. It's not just normative, it's descriptive. It's not that it's right or wrong, that is how they determine ownership. It just is how that society determines ownership. And for you to treat this as a third man problem is for you to treat it as something that never happens. When we see just example on top of example of societies coming up with their own ways of determining ownership. It does happen. Like, you can't pretend that this is something impossible or contradictory when it exists in reality.
All right, Zulu.
Yeah, so I was entirely correct in my prediction.
Okay.
I asked you how do you aggregate values. Shut up. You started off by saying, well, that government's going to have some system that determines ownership, not answering question, and then you slipped in there real quick. I don't need an answer on how to aggregate values. But that's exactly what I fucking asked you. Retard.
Yeah, it's a stupid question. I'm pointing out that it's a stupid question that doesn't address my position.
You said
it's a stupid question by a stupid man.
Wait.
You have some value of society, and the way you get to this value of society is that you aggregate those values. And you think it's stupid for me to ask how do you aggregate values?
Yeah, it is stupid because I already told you that there is some emerging government that results from this society. And then that government is going to have some way of determining ownership.
All right, guys, let's try to avoid the personal insults.
The aggregate value.
How you aggregate values.
Yeah, I don't care about how you aggregate values. We're going to have an
wait. All right, so wait, Lego.
Why did you use it?
Guys,
fucking answer to me.
So he's asking.
Yeah, because I'm not retarded like you.
Lego. Okay, Lego. Okay.
You even steal my insults.
Yeah, you're retarded, bro.
You can't come up with anything original.
Okay, I get it. You're retarded. You want to pretend to be retarded.
Guys.
So you can avoid.
This is going nowhere.
My position. I get it.
This is going nowhere. Okay.
So when I asked you, well, how do you do this? How do you do that? How does society?
And I've told you over and over, it's not some objective measurement. So
what you have is you have a value society. I asked you what is a value society.
Even though I've told you
said,
repeatedly
well,
that
actually, we
there's
just
not an
aggregate
objective
values
measure.
of society. I asked you how do you aggregate value, and you said, stop interrupting me. I'm trying to answer.
And you want to keep pretending that
you
want to keep pretending that there's some objective value that I posited, and I've told you repeatedly.
Okay, guys. As a moderator.
Okay, can you guys both stop? Can you guys both stop? Zulu, respectfully, bro, I really need you to stop.
Is not the fucking moderator.
I am the right now. I am right now. So
we all agreed he's the moderator.
All right, so
we aggregated our values. He's our moderator.
So let's try to cool down. All right, guys. Let's try to cool down.
As the moderator.
Yeah, so we all agreed that I'm the moderator. Hold on.
Collective values resulted in you being the moderator.
All right, stop. Lego,
respect him.
Okay, you're saying that I'm the moderator, but you're not being quiet when I tell you to.
Sorry. I'm going to respect the social contract. You are the moderator.
Lego, come on, stop.
I'm doing it quiet.
So, like we gotta cool down. We gotta not have the name calling here because if we just name call each other, where are we going with this? We're not going anywhere with this. So from here on out, let's just one person at a time. Lego, please try to be, let one person at a time, and you as well, Liquid. I need you to please just let him finish what he says. And then you answer.
I'm not going to be respectful to him and let him finish what he has to say if he's not going to answer my questions.
Well,
I'm not going to be respectful to you if you don't let me answer your questions.
It seems like we're not going to go anywhere with this.
Your problem is that you're not.
Fucking idiot.
Your problem is that I'm not letting you answer questions.
Guys, this is not going to go anywhere. This is literally not going to go anywhere.
Guys, let's cut out the insults to start. Lego. Let's just start over with. No insults.
Sure, let's cut out the interruptions as well.
Let's cut out interruptions and insults. Hold on. Good idea.
I will endorse King Sisiths as moderator if he enforces that Lego answers my fucking questions.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. You ask him a question.
And my current question.
Hold on.
How
Liquid.
Do you aggregate values.
Liquid. Okay, so you ask him a question. And he's going to respond to it. Now, how he responds is up to him. I can't make him respond in the way that you want him to respond, okay?
What if he responds, well, I had a chicken last night.
Well, then that's how he responds. There's nothing you can do.
He takes that as a response.
Yeah, but unfortunately, there's nothing you can do.
Then you'll win the argument.
Yeah, then you win the argument, and then you win. There's nothing else you can do.
Moderator.
Well, I don't know what you want me to do. I can't put words in his mouth. You can ask him a question, but how he
you
answers
could, like,
is up
mute
to him.
if he decides not to answer.
Yeah, if you don't like his answer, that's his answer.
You could not prevent me from cutting him off when he's clearly not fucking.
No, well, I don't. I'm preventing. Well, hold on. I'm preventing.
To interrupt me.
Hold on. I'm preventing both of you guys from interrupting each other. It's not just you, okay? It's okay. So this is a two-way street here.
Right,
So
but I'm saying my interruptions were proper. I was correct to interrupt him, as evidenced by the fact that he is now
Well, I'm
refusing
proper right now
answer
to
my
cut him
question.
off because
He was
if
pissed
we're going to
off.
have a
Hold on.
dialogue,
I wasn't
we
letting
should
him answer
stop
my
interrupting
que-
each other.
my
Is my
question.
position.
No one's-
So I
no
think
one-
the rule should be that we don't interrupt.
no
each
one
other.
is
That should be the
proper
rule.
in interrupting anyone right now, okay? Because you guys are interrupting
Liquid,
each other.
would you agree to just have
I
like
want-
debate him in a format where you each take turns? Let's say,
Yeah,
like,
let's
30
at least
seconds or
take
a minute
turns.
each?
Like, take it easy.
Is that okay?
No, I
can't do it.
refuse to do any turns.
Yeah, he refuses. He can't do it.
Okay,
he can't let
then-
me answer.
okay,
he
then-
can't do it
Lego,
because he knows he'll
I
look
want you
dumb.
to tell
Then
me,
you guys
how
shouldn't
do you
debate.
aggregate
Then you
value?
guys shouldn't be
It won't
talking
let you
right now. This is nothing.
I
This
will
is just
zip
an
my
art
lips
yelling
again.
at each other for no
As I
reason.
zipped my lips earlier, I will zip my lips again.
Okay.
Alright.
Shut up. Lego, shut up.
Yeah, and erect your position
Lego,
because
I
you
will-
have
Lego,
stupid
Lego,
points that
Lego,
rely on your...
Lego.
He's arguing right now that he's
Oh
allowed
my
to interrupt,
God.
so I'm
Everybody
going to interrupt
Oh
until he
my
agrees.
Everybody
until he
shut up.
agrees that we shouldn't
Lego,
interrupt, I'm going to
I
continue
will
to
zip
interrupt.
my lips
If he,
again.
okay, so you... do you
Wait,
agree
wait,
to
wait,
stop
wait.
interrupting?
Lego,
Shut
please.
up.
Lego,
Does
please.
he-
Will you listen to
does
me?
he agree?
Listen, I am the moderator. I am the moderator.
Stop talking
Stop.
to me
Okay,
for
then make
3
him
Listen,
agree to
Zulu,
stop
stop.
I will-
Zulu, stop.
I will
Zulu,
zip my
Zulu.
lips again.
Okay,
As
Zulu,
I
zip your
already
lips
zipped my lips
now.
earlier.
Zip your
And
lips
do
now. How
not
about that?
interrupt.
Both of you
I'm
guys.
giving you a stipulation. I will zip my
He
lips.
just not. He's not talking. He's not
and
stopped
let
talking.
Lego answer my question.
We will, but
How
you
do
gotta.
aggregate values, and everybody will see that he
Yeah,
will
he won't
not
let
answer.
anyone answer.
Lego,
He just wants to
how do you
bloviate.
aggregate
Wait,
values?
He
I have
just
a
wants to
question.
talk
Let's
and
reset,
talk.
folks.
Okay, are you guys good? All right. So this is what we're gonna do. Zulu, you ask a question. Lego, when he answers the question, you just don't say anything, and then when he's finished, then you could respond, and then that's it. All right.
Are there limits,
Alright.
or is there infinity here?
There's no limits. Just say what you need to say.
Wait,
Just, at
sign
least
up
just
for him to
just.
speak for infinity time.
Well,
That's
maybe
it.
not infinite time, but you know what I'm trying to say. Oh, bro, come
No, I
on,
don't know what
come
you're
on,
trying
bro.
to say.
All right, Liquid, go ahead.
Sick of you.
This is awful moderating.
Wait, I don't sign up for infinity of Lego.
You're a
answers.
good moderator, Sit this.
Be
I believe
quiet,
in you. I think you're actually doing a good job.
I'm
with
trying to
what
do
you're
a good
dealing
job,
with.
but I don't have the power
Yeah.
to mute people,
think
so
you
I okay.
With what you're dealing with, you're doing a good job.
But Lego, I need you to please.
I'll stop.
I
I'll let him
respect.
talk.
I
I'll
respect
let him
you.
talk.
I respect the compliments, but
So-
whatever.
Yeah.
So Zulu,
Okay.
ask your question.
Right. So, my lips were already zipped. I've unzipped them now.
They're unzipped.
Um,
Go ahead.
As per excellence, I did not speak. My question is, Lego, and if you refuse to answer this, you have demonstrated to everybody that you have a tiny little
Does he
Lego,
agree
Lego,
to not
shut,
interrupt
Lego,
my-
Lego,
That's what I
Lego,
wanna know. Does he
shut
agree?
Lego, shut
No,
up,
I'm gonna
Lego.
talk.
Okay,
Does he agree
where's
not to
Lego's
interrupt
lip
me?
zip?
Lego,
Does he agree
we've
not
he's
to
already
interrupt me?
agreed. He's agreed. He's agreed.
No, he hasn't. No, he
Okay.
hasn't. No, he
He said
hasn't.
that he
Who the
would
fuck is
zip
Lego's
his
lip
lips.
zip?
Zip your
Lego,
lips,
I'm gonna
everybody.
Go ahead and mute you on the stream.
So
I don't give a shit if you mute me.
Lego,
You're stupid
just
fucking
shut
Ancaster
up.
stream.
Lego,
You're fucking
shut up
ignorant
for a
piece of
second.
shit,
Shh,
dude. I
be
don't
quiet,
care if you mute
please.
me. Like,
Please, just
fuck
stop.
you, dude.
I'm
What are
gonna
you talking about?
Tell you guys, currently King Sithis and Lego are muted on the stream.
Oh
which
my
is the
god,
only
this
important
fucking
place
guy.
This is
It's the
terrible.
only place
He's
this is
such a
being
piece of
recorded.
shit. He's such a
So,
piece of shit. He will
I'm
not
telling you
agree to
now-
not interrupt my answer.
Lego,
He's telling
shut,
you now that
please.
he's gonna interrupt me.
Lego,
What?
Lego.
So, well,
Come on,
he
bro.
tells
Asking you
well,
this
he's my
question.
moderator, and I should stop talking.
Master Arceus
He's
is
my
muted.
moderator, and I
Just
should
after
stop
you're
talking.
muted. Lego.
Yeah, are you gonna agree
How
not to
do
interrupt
you-
my
Oh my
answer?
God, Lego,
Aggregate
let him hear
values.
say the answer question, and then you answer afterwards.
I'm not gonna answer unless he agrees not to interrupt the answer.
That'd be okay. Well, you already know what's gonna happen. Just let him say
Yeah,
what he
he's
needs
gonna
to say.
interrupt me. So why the fuck should I even start? He's gonna let me
Okay,
get
so
three words
then
in
why
and
are you
interrupt
here?
me. So-
Why are we arguing this then? Why are we
because
doing
he's
this?
either gonna agree to not interrupt me, or I won't answer the question. It's pretty simple.
Okay, Liquid,
he either
do you
agrees to let me answer,
Zulu,
or
do
he
you
doesn't
do
ask
you
the question.
Okay, do you hear me, Zulu? No, it seems like he's
Yep.
got me mute. You hear me?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
got the
Yes.
moderator muted.
So
but
do
I'm
you-
supposed to
have you
respect
heard me
his
speak
Lego,
authority
this entire
I've
because
been
he's
trying to,
screaming.
but you told me that I was muted, so I didn't know if you could hear me or not. So,
Answer me.
So Lego.
How do you aggregate value? speaking. I will not interrupt you. How
Okay.
do you aggregate values?
There you go. So he
Yeah, I
says he's
already
not
told
going to
you, I don't-
interrupt
I
you.
don't-
So just answer the
Okay,
question.
and I'm answering. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't have an objective way of aggregating value. As I said initially, there is no way of objectively determining who should or should not be the person who is correct, rather than having some way of aggregating this value and getting an objective answer. It would just be the emergent government that determines what is or is not the way of determining an owner. There is no objectively correct way of saying this is the owner. There's no way of getting some exact quantitative answer on how we aggregate value. That's not what I was positing. You just misunderstood the position, or deliberately misunderstood it, more likely, so that you could try to say, well, give me the objective answer on the aggregated value. That's not what I was positing.
All right. Is that your answer, Lego?
It is my answer.
All right. Zeke Zulu, what is your response?
So, I was asking you, how do you figure these things out? How do you determine property? You said, well, there's just a value of society. That's how you figure out property. That's how me, the man on the street, would figure out who owns what.
No, there is no objective answer to that.
Lego?
Whoa,
Lego?
Where's his lip zip?
Hold on.
All right, I'll zip. Go ahead.
Ooh, all these accusations. Who's going to interrupt?
Yeah, because you keep
Zulu, Lego. Oh my god. Lego, stop. You said you were going to stop, and now you keep talking. No, but then shut up.
I'll stop. Okay.
Guys, this isn't good.
Stop. Okay, Liquid, go ahead.
Okay, so I was asking you, how do I, the man on the street, just an average Joe, a regular dude, how do I know who owns things? Well, it's gonna be that there's some value of society. There's this value of society, and it determines who owns what. Okay, well, how do you determine the value of society? Well, you said it comes from aggregating values. And I asked, well, how do you aggregate values? And you say, well, there is no way of objectively aggregating values. So, what the fuck? How do I, the man on the street, figure out who owns what?
Yeah, and I've already told you that there's going to be some emergent government that has rules that determine and societal norms that determine this is the person who is or is not the owner. We don't need some objective way of aggregating the value for there to be an outcome. We have governments, we have societies that have norms that have emerged out of that society. Like, I don't need to give you some objective way of measuring or quantifying this aggregate value. All we need to know is that there is some emergent norm for this is who is or is not the owner. The fact that we have the outcome already makes the idea that I need to somehow give you an objective measure of how we arrived at it ludicrous. And I'm not positing or suggesting that there is some objective way of doing so.
How many Jews do you think were murdered in the Holocaust?
Oh my God. How many do you think were murdered?
6 million.
Okay, I think it was more than that. So you must be a racist Nazi.
That's what I was getting at. Hold on. Why
He's a Nazi.
were
Are we
any
talking to a
Jews...
Nazi now? Why are we
No. Stop.
Let me finish.
Let him go.
Lego, why were any Jews murdered in the Holocaust if the emergent government determines who owns what? Because you see, the emergent government was the German government, and they determined that Adolf Hitler owned all those Jews. So they weren't murdered, clearly.
No, I already told you it's not normative, it's descriptive. And again, you're failing to understand the position, and you're treating your inability. I'm still talking. Shut the fuck up, you moron. I'm still talking.
Wait. Stop.
I've already told you. I'm still talking. I'm still talking. Zip your lips. All right? I've already told you it's descriptive.
Hold on. This is not punitive. I just need to... This is a casual after the fact.
Thank you so much.
We don't need to have a fully structured debate here, and I'm not going to come in here and give you guys the impression that we're going to go for a whole rest of the night with a fully structured debate. That's not going to happen. But in a casual debate, there's going to be a little bit of crosstalk, but I'm going to step in if we're going to start calling each other names and stuff like that. And I'm not pointing any fingers. I think it's both, probably. But let's just try to keep it a little bit more civil. And I'm going to, while you guys continue civilly, I'm going to try to find some moderators, and we'll trial some moderators and see if we can sort of distribute the moderation role out here a little bit, and we'll see how that goes. But let's just keep it a little bit civil. And remember, we already know ahead of time that not only neither of the two people that are really the main participants here, neither of you guys are going to change each other's minds, and I'm pretty sure that nobody in the audience is going to either change their minds right now. Could happen, but because the stakes are a little bit low, let's just hold ourselves to a little bit of a higher standard in terms of whether we get frustrated or not. Now I'll meet you guys, and you'll have to trust me in the background to find some quality moderators to trial out here.
That sounded nice.
Yeah, so why isn't it the case
I was
that
still
0
answering
Jews
actually,
were murdered
Sithis,
during the
or
Holocaust?
whoever's the
Why is that
moderator
not the
here.
case?
I was answering and he interrupted me, so could I answer?
Okay, so it seems like where we left off
I
was
interrupted you.
Zulu.
Yeah, we
hold
left
on.
off with me answering.
Hold on. It looks like Zulu was asking a question, right? So let Zulu ask his question, and then afterwards
He asked the question. I was answering it.
Okay,
I was in
so
the middle
how
of
about-
answering it, and he interrupted me.
Okay, so how about this? I don't remember the question, so how about Zulu re-say the question, and then you re-answer it? How about that? Okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Go ahead.
So, the German government's defense at the Nuremberg trials, it was, well, under German law, we're the merchant government who determines who owns what. Under German law, it's actually okay to kill Jews because they don't have any rights. So I want to know why it is that it isn't the case that 0 Jews were murdered. Why aren't they all just killed? Why aren't they all just killed at the Holocaust? Why are they murdered?
All right, go ahead.
All right, and I've already pointed out numerous times that this is not a normative claim that I'm making. It's just descriptive that society
You don't think
will
it's
have
bad?
some. You could be quiet while I answer your questions. You might get my answer then. Maybe then you would finally understand what it is I'm telling you if you stopped talking during the answer. So it's not a normative claim that society determines ownership. That society determines ownership is purely descriptive. They have norms, they have rules that emerge out of society that determine this person is the owner or this person is not, but it doesn't mean that they rightfully possess the thing. It doesn't mean that it's right or wrong that they possess the thing. It's just the case that there are rules that emerge from the society that determine the owner. It's a purely descriptive claim. And what is someone?
Right,
I nominate Lego as the moderator. Who said that? Well, who was that?
Wait, are you finished? Wait, Lego, are you finished with your answer?
I will say too. I think Sithis. The last part of my answer would be that Sithis should be the moderator.
I mean, I'm already doing it, so.
Okay,
all right, hold on. Zulu, go ahead.
Oh, right, okay, and so the distinction between the concepts of killing and murder is that in one case, you're violating rights. Whatever the fuck you think rights are, I don't care if you think they're normative or not, okay? That is the distinction between murder and killing. That's why it's not called murder when somebody does an execution, for instance, right? So why didn't you say 0 Jews were murdered during the Holocaust?
Because I think it was wrong to kill those Jews. It was a wrongful killing. It was murder. Just because ownership is not an objective claim. Doesn't
wait.
mean
Let him finish.
Let me answer. Hold on. Yeah. Maybe wait till you get the full
Zulu,
answer
let him
before
finish.
you lose your mind. So,
all right, hold on one
just
second.
because
This is good for both of you. All right, I'm just making a quick announcement. I'm handing out some very quick moderator permissions here. They're only trial, so if anybody isn't happy with somebody's performance, please message me privately if they're doing something inappropriate. Sithis and a few other people, you have mod perms. Just to keep this stable, if you have to, because Sithis, you're kind of doing this thing right now where you're saying, okay, did you answer the question? Okay, is that your question? That's fine, but it might keep everything flowing better if you just mute them and unmute them back and forth so they're not crossing.
Well, yeah, I just didn't have the power, so, to do so. That's.
Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
But,
wait, can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to confession, but take care, guys. I love you all. Take care.
I love you too, Av.
Love you too.
Peace.
All right. And I'm gonna still be here, just muted or deafened. So if my trial here is making things worse or not fixing it, just let me know. I'll try something else. All right.
All right.
Keep going. Sorry for the interruption. I'm just trying to help this be more beneficial to everybody.
All right, so respectfully to both of you guys, I'm no longer gonna say yo 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 yo. I'm just gonna mute whoever's interrupting the other party. Okay. All right. So
Approved.
the last
it.
person who was speaking was, I think, Lego.
Yeah, I was pointing out that just because ownership is not normative, that doesn't mean murdership is not normative. Murder would be the wrongful killing of a person, and the Jews were wrongfully killed. Therefore, over 6 million Jews were murdered, because I acknowledge that there were even more than that are counted, because I'm not a Nazi. But just because murder is not descriptive doesn't mean ownership has to be normative. Like that doesn't follow at all.
Why?
Are you objectively not a Nazi, or just in your opinion?
Wait, hold on, Casimir. Why, Lego? That's actually something that I wanted to chat with you about. Why?
Why is murder wrongful?
No.
Well, how about this? One person at a time. Yeah.
Why does that apply to ownership but not murder?
No, I'm saying that murder is normative, but ownership is
Yes,
descriptive.
why? Why is murder wrongful?
Hold on.
Because when we
let him go.
Because when we say that there was a murder, it's tautologically that it entailed by that it was wrong. Like it is a normative claim when you say murder. You're saying this was a wrongful killing.
But why was
like
it
the
wrong
definition.
to kill the Jews?
I'm still talking. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could
Let's just
be
please
quiet.
go ahead.
All
Answer
right,
your question.
So when we say it is murder, we're saying it was a wrongful killing. So necessarily, tautologically, it is going to be normative. Whereas I don't. I mean, he cannot let someone.
Don't worry.
They're
muted. Go ahead. Answer your question.
Okay. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but only because he keeps interrupting me. When we say murder, we're saying it was a wrongful killing. It's tautological to murder that it was wrongful killing. So yes, whenever I say the Jews were killed, I'm communicating that I consider those wrongful killings when I say it was murder. Whereas when I say ownership, I'm not communicating anything normative with that. I'm just communicating that the norms of that society grant a special privilege to some person or group of persons. So it's whenever I say it's normative versus descriptive, I'm just clarifying to you what I'm communicating to you, whether I'm communicating some moral statement or whether I'm communicating a purely descriptive statement. I'm just telling you that is the outcome of that society.
Okay, so then
so again, you didn't answer the question. Hold on, let me go back and forth with Lego here. So again,
I'd rather talk to Neuralist.
The question was clearly getting at why is this type of thing immoral? That's what it's getting at. Why is this thing immoral? And you said, well, tautologically, murder means it's immoral, and you just kept going on and on about that.
I kept going on and on because you kept interrupting
this immoral?
me.
Why is these specific types of things being done by the Nazis to the Jews, these specific particular events, why are they immoral? Why are they murder rather than killing?
All right. Lego, answer.
Whenever the Nazis killed these Jews, they were not treating them as ends in themselves. They were treating them as objects, means to their own ends. They wanted to steal from these people. They wanted to achieve some society without these people. I don't want to go. I'm not a historian on Nazism, but clearly they were violating these individuals as ends in themselves. Whereas me saying this person owns this versus some other person owning it, I'm not violating them as an ends in themselves. I'm not treating them as a means to my own ends. Whenever I say John owns the bicycle versus Kevin, I'm just expressing what the societal rules would dictate as the owner. This is the person that bought it. He's the owner. That's all I'm communicating, because the rules in that society say whoever bought it's the owner. I'm not saying it's whether it's right or wrong that you can buy a bike. I'm not saying it's right or wrong whether someone takes a bike from a guy, makes him the owner. You could have a society where it is might makes right, where basically if I take a bike from you, I'm the, possession is ownership. You could have a society like that. I'm not communicating whether that's right or wrong when I say that the guy who took the bike is the owner. I'm just saying that society determines ownership by possession.
All right, Zulu.
Okay, so why is it that treating people not as ends in themselves, but rather just as means towards end, why is that wrongful? Why is that immoral? Why is that bad?
Because you would essentially it would be irrational, because you would be endorsing the treating of people as a mere means to someone else's end, which would therefore make it okay to treat you as a mere means to someone else's end, which would violate your own self-interest. It would be irrational for you to do that, to say, oh yeah, you can, I want you to enslave me. And it's like, well, no, I mean, the idea of slavery is that it's forced, or like, oh, I want to be raped. And it's like, well, it's not rape then. Like, it doesn't make sense. It would be contradictory.
Zulu?
It violates the categorical imperative. Is that the underline?
No, that's not what I said. You could just respond to what I said. It would be contradictory.
I mean, okay, sorry. I'm trying to abstract here. So, what is the general statement then, if not the categorical imperative?
Do you just want me to repeat myself, or are you not capable of responding to what I said? Or
what he said is actually part of the categorical, but it.
Go ahead, Zulu.
So I'm confused about. So this sounds a whole lot like the categorical imperative. Apparently, it's not the categorical imperative. What the fuck is it then? Where
it's my position.
You're endorsing people. Where if you try and universalize this, then it can be, it doesn't work for yourself. It would be against yourself. So it can't be universalized. That's a whole lot like how I've heard the categorical imperative described. So what the fuck is this then? What is the general statement if not Kant's categorical imperative?
If you consider it to be the same as his categorical imperative, I'm fine with you considering it to be the same. But I'm only going to defend my positions and my statements. I'm not going to defend something that you attribute to Kant and then demand that I defend. I'm going to defend my position. So if you want to consider my position to be the categorical imperative, okay, fine. But don't later go, oh, well, that's not the categorical imperative.
Okay, so right, I'll just restate your position then.
I can't assign you positions.
To see if I got it right. To see if I've got it right.
Go ahead.
It is irrational, and because it's endorsing the mere treating of people as a means towards an end. This also endorses others treating you as a means to an end. Is that correct?
That's what I said. Yep.
You see? Brilliant, when I can just say things and you'll say, yep, that's correct. Or no, I mean actually this. Brilliant!
And I'll
Will
say
you
that
fucking
what I
interrupt
said.
me?
Oh yeah, it's
Shut
so
up.
brilliant that you can
Shut up.
repeat what.
Moderator, please mute him.
Don't worry, got him. Sorry. Go ahead, Zulu, please.
So, why is it that something becomes wrongful when you're doing this thing, where you're endorsing the mere treating as people towards an end, but also endorsing others treating you as a means towards an end? Why does that make it wrongful? Where does the wrongfulness come from?
All right, Lego.
You already.
Lego, I don't know if you know, but we can't hear you.
I guess he's gone now.
Lego, is it just me,
Oh,
or
can you
is
not
it
hear
just
me?
me,
Can you
or
hear?
you? Now we can hear you. Can you restate what you
okay.
said? Because we didn't hear anything that you said.
It's wrong.
Oh, now your
Because
your
it's
mic is
irrational,
messing up
contradicting.
again. Sorry, but your mic is messing up again. Could you?
Yeah, you're lagging.
Yeah. Maybe go somewhere where there's better internet and restate what you just said.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Yeah, you're good. We can hear you.
We can hear you.
We're good.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I was saying that it's wrong because it's contradictory. It's irrational. That's what that for me is what qualifies as wrong.
All right.
What is the contradiction?
The contradiction would be that you would be violating your own self-interest, which you have self-interest. You can't endorse violating your own self-interest without just a blatant contradiction. You're basically saying, like, I want you to do what I don't want you to do. That's a contradiction.
The statement as you've given it to me, and as you've endorsed my writing it down of, is that it's irrational.
I endorse you writing it down.
The mere treatment of.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Because you're endorsing the mere treatment. Sorry, it is irrational because you're endorsing the real. It is irrational because you're endorsing the mere treating of people as a means towards an end, but this also endorses others treating you as a means to an end. I want you to describe what the contradiction is in that specific statement.
Yeah, so I'll point out that I never said I endorsed anything that he wrote down. I don't know what he wrote down. He may have wrote down something.
I asked you if you agreed to it, and you said yes.
Well, I'm still talking. So I don't know what he wrote down. What he wrote down may be completely wrong. I even anticipate that to be the case, just considering his tactics. So I'm not endorsing anything he wrote down because I haven't. Again, I'm still talking. I haven't seen what he wrote down. So I haven't endorsed what he wrote down. The contradiction would be that you're basically, if you're violating your own self-interest, you're essentially saying, I want you to do what I don't want you to do. I both want you to do it and not want you to do it. It's a P and not P. So there's a contradiction there.
All right, Zulu, go ahead.
Okay, so this person has... I mean, we can skip that step if you want.
No, I don't want to skip it. I actually want to discuss it because you want to pretend like I haven't answered it, and I have answered it.
No.
Saying,
I'm saying
we
we're
should
skipping.
Skip it. I don't want to skip it. I answered it.
Whoa. No. I was saying you're skipping the
So-
fucking step.
No.
I was saying you're
it.
skipping the step, and I was going to
You're
move on to what
skipping
you
it.
said. But fine, let's
Okay.
not skip it then. Let's
Wait,
not skip
wait,
it.
let's-
I want you to tell me, because you fucking endorsed when I asked you, is this the thing you're claiming? You said yes. You endorsed it. Okay, so is it irrational? It is irrational because you're endorsing the mere treating of people as a means towards an end, but this also endorses others treating you as a means to an end. What specifically is the contradiction in that claim?
Right. So I'll point out again, I don't know what he wrote down, and what I said is that I don't endorse what he wrote down
You
because I
endorsed
don't
it.
know what he. Again, shut the fuck up while I talk. So I don't know what you wrote down. I'm going to repeat myself every time you interrupt me. By the way, I don't know what he wrote down, so I'm not endorsing what he wrote down. I did say that it would be a contradiction. Yeah, I agreed to that, but I don't know what he wrote down. And then I've already told you what the contradiction would be. If you're endorsing a violation of your own self-interest, you're essentially saying, I want you to do what I don't want you to do. I want you to do it, and I don't want you to do it. It's P and not P. That's the contradiction. I've told you the contradiction like 3 times, and then you keep just going, well, let me reword it, and now tell me what the contradiction is. I've already told you what the contradiction is.
I never once said reword it. And
Okay.
I guess we will just skip on to the thing you want to discuss. Eh?
You mean we'll discuss?
Okay, so this person says they want P and they want not P. Okay, so they have contradictory wants. Why does this get us to the concept of ought? Where does the ought come from?
Yeah, I've already answered this too. What I consider to be right or wrong would be whether it's irrational or irrational. So it is irrational, it's contradictory, so I consider that wrong. That is the content of right or wrong for me.
Okay, why do you think it's irrational?
I've answered this so many times. Maybe you should write it down, but like write down what I'm actually saying. It's irrational because
I
you
fucking
both
did, and
want
you
them
said,
to. You want
yep,
them.
that's what I'm saying.
Answering you. Shut the fuck up, you stupid person.
Yeah, all right, chill.
Shut up and let me answer
Chill.
you. Okay. Write down what I actually say. It's irrational because you both want them to do it and don't want them to do it. You want them to do the thing you don't want them to do. It's P and not P. Write that down so that I don't have to keep saying it.
All right, Zulu.
Sure, so why is that irrational? Why is it irrational to endorse contradiction?
Because it's P and not B. It's contradictory.
Yeah,
That is a contradiction. You're asking me why is a
philosophy-
contradiction a contradiction? It's like
No. I
Yeah.
asked you, why is a contradiction irrational? I want to know on your philosophy. I know why contradictions are irrational, but it's very different to what I would say. I want to know why you think that contradictions are invalid. I want to know
so
why
you agree
you
with
think
me that
that a
contradiction
is immoral.
you,
Why a contradiction is
agree with me that
irrational.
contradictions are irrational?
I want you to tell me that.
Behaving in a
All right,
contradictory
Lego.
way or having
Hold on.
contradicting desires.
Restate what you just said because I just muted you because you were kind of interrupting him.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. So Zulu agrees with me that behaving in a contradictory way or having contradicting desires would be irrational. He agrees with me on that, right? Is that the case, Zulu? Do you agree with me on that?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So there you go.
So because we agree to it, it's true?
No, we agree that it would be irrational. So we don't need to debate whether it is irrational when we agree it's irrational.
No, I want to
we
know
agree
why,
it's irrational.
Because I'm sensing that, I've got this Jedi mind powers. I'm sensing that you're going to have a very incoherent answer to this, which is why I
that's
want
cool,
to know
but
what
we
your
agree on
answer
the
to.
premise, so that's enough for me.
Why is it that that's irrational to endorse contradictions? Why are contradictions not true?
For me, that is the content of it being irrational. It's contradictory. Contradictions are impossible in real life. Like you can't have an actual contradiction occur. So I mean, it's just tautologically the case that if it's contradictory, it is irrational.
All right, why can't you have a contradiction occur?
Oh my god, dude! I think you're floundering.
Okay,
and
well,
you're just trying to
I
think
think hold on. Yeah, hold on. I think what Lego, if you don't mind, I think what Zulu is trying to pinpoint is, I think he's just trying to ask you is what is your reasoning as to why you think what is your reasoning to why contradictions are wrong or why there is a contradiction? Is that correct, Zulu?
Yeah,
like he wants to know your reasoning.
Know whether he's going to appeal to. I want to know whether he's going to appeal to reality.
Asked him to write it down.
And like
I don't
explain things based on the nature of things, or if he's going to go like, well, there's this category in your brain, and it says that there can't be contradictions. I want to know if he's done his philosophy 101 yet.
Yeah, so like it seems like he wants to know your reasoning.
Trying to do is grasp, and he's grasping for straws. Is what
well,
he's doing.
It doesn't matter. Just try to answer the question if you can.
It does matter because it's boring, and everyone here is probably bored with him being like, "Why is irrational behavior or why is contradiction irrational?" Like, dude, that's what it means. Like, it's tautologically the case. It's just how we use the words. Like, that's what the words.
Yeah, so
mean.
this
and you
is what I was worried about.
Hold on, let him finish. Let him finish.
Property rights.
Shut up. We agree on this premise, even. I'm not going to debate a thing we agree on that's tautological. I'm not going to... That's so dumb and boring.
Yeah, but what is the reason why you believe that?
Oh, crap.
Why do I believe what?
The claim that you're making.
Why do I believe that it's boring to debate things that we agree on that are tautologically the case?
No,
that's what you want to know?
No, yes, you guys agree that contradictions are false, but he's trying to figure out how you came to that conclusion. Because
can I state the question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my god.
But let's do this one last time, but after this it seems like he's not going to answer. So,
I have answered. It's
that's
what the word means.
Shut up.
It's just what the words mean.
Okay, listen. It seems like I'm going to let him ask you the question one more time. You answer the question. It may not be the answer that you like, but that's the answer that he's going to give, and I think we should move on because it seems like we're repeating ourselves a bit. All right, guys. So when I unmute Zulu, I want you to ask the question, and then Lego, you answer the question, and then let's move on to something a little more interesting. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you indicated exactly what my concern was. That, well, it's tautologically the case. It's tautologically the case, which is, i.e., we just define it such that it is irrational because it's irrational. That's just how we define things. These are just how we use words. And that is your entire case. It's just, well, this is it just means this. It's just tautological. This is how we're using the words. This is just how we're using the words all the way up. This is the root of your philosophy. Is it not? Do you have some other root? Are you appealing to reality? Or are you just appealing to That's just how I use the words.
All right, Lego.
All right, so I will just point out. Okay, yeah, when we were talking about, I've answered this so many times. So to me, it just seems like he's desperately grasping for something, and he's getting into this
Just answer so
ridiculous
we can
argument.
move on.
Okay, well, no, he bloviates, so I'm allowed to do a little bit myself here.
Mhm.
I think he's just grasping for straws. He agrees with me already on the point. When you're behaving irrationally, you're not abiding by the rules of logic or logical reasoning. You're not being logical. So yes, if you're behaving in a way that's contradictory, or you have some sort of contradictory desire, what it means for it to be contradictory is that it violates logic. Like it's a P and not P. It is irrational. That's what we mean when we say it's irrational, is that it's not logical. So yes, tautologically, yes. And he can act like, oh, well, this is just you trying to set up some, I guess maybe he's trying to call it circular or imply that. And I guess, yeah, in a sense, words mean what they mean. Yeah, I mean, you got me. Words mean what they mean. Like, it's nonsense arguments from him because he agrees with me on the premise. He's not actually disagreeing with my position. He's just trying to do this infinite regress of what do words mean. And if words mean something, you're saying words mean something, but those words mean something. It's nonsense.
I think he's asking you what's your basis for the meaning of those words. Like, are they merely just categories in the human mind, or are they something else? Would that be correct?
What he means.
It's something
my
like
basis
that.
for this
It's
being what the
like
words means is this is what we use them.
Hold on, one.
There are other alternatives that he could be using, right? And I want to know whether when he says, well, this is objectively true that you should be doing yada yada yada, or this is the case that yada yada yada. When he says those things, what the hell is he actually saying? Because he might just be saying something very different to me, right? Which isn't clear by just his words. He might be doing more and more word sorcery. And I want to know, straight up from him, what the hell do you mean when you say those things? Do you mean, well, I appeal to some category in my brain, which is what the fucking categorical imperative was about, right? Which is about, he gets that straight from fucking Kant, right? I want to know what it is that he's meaning by these sorts of things. What are you talking about? What are you referring to? Are you referring to your consciousness or to reality? That's what I want to know. That's the fundamental question I'm trying to dig down to. And any even reasonably cooperative interlocutor would go down this route with me. And he's not even close to that.
All right, Lego.
All right, so rather than answer the same question I've answered so many times, and he seems to think that just pretending not to understand the answer somehow makes it a non-answer, rather than just give the same response. I've answered this question so many times, I'll answer the other person that asked a question because it was a better question. When I say that this is what the words mean, I don't mean that it's some objective reality, separate, mind independent thing that this is what the words mean. I just mean that that's what we use when we say these words. That's the referent. That's what we're referring to. So whenever I say it's irrational, I mean that it doesn't abide by logic. It's not logical. That's what I mean by irrational.
I have a question for Lego. And I basically agree. I think that the question you're being asked is bad. And I think a better question is, if someone were to come up to you with an argument and they were to come up to you and they were to say, if you to present me with an argument and there are contradictory premises in those arguments, I don't think that the presence of contradictory premises has any, makes the conclusion invalid. I would still accept the conclusion. Why is that? Why is it bad for somebody to do that or have that as a part of their system? What's the consequence of that from your point of view?
I'm not a consequentialist, so whenever I say it's bad, I'm just saying that it is irrational. So
no,
hold on, let him answer.
When I said consequence, I literally just meant this decision to evaluate things in this way has a consequence that presumably you think is bad in your ability to evaluate. I don't mean consequentialism.
Okay, but again, for me, bad just means irrational. That's the content of good and bad for me. So whenever I say it's bad, I'm just saying it's irrational. So when you say, well, why is this irrational thing bad? Because to me, the content of good and bad is irrational. So if it's irrational, it's bad. You're kind of just asking me why irrational things are irrational.
Then I think I need to ask and I think it's an important one. So earlier, whenever you said basically how property is established, it's like this emergent sort of aggregate value of assessments or something like this. But you understand that the ad populum, the appeal to popularity, can't get you to something that's either true or valid or sound, right?
It can get
So,
us to
like,
something
if
that's
you
true if it is the popular. If that is the popular position, then it's true that
no,
it's the popular
that's what
position.
would be true. Yeah, but that's all that would be true, not the content of what the popular position. So, like, if the group come
Right.
together and said, "Hey, this is what ownership is," that aggregate can't get you to that's what ownership is.
No,
You can only
it
say
does,
that's what
because
they
for me,
conclude.
well,
No, it's an ad populum.
because ownership for me is whatever that aggregate concludes. So when you say that this
Yeah,
is
but
what the aggregate concluded, that to me is ownership. You've fulfilled my definition of ownership. It's
But it
not
can't-
normative, it's descriptive.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that descriptively, them just concluding that something is the case cannot actually be done. Just because you and I and everybody else in this room get together and say, "Hey, the sky is green," that doesn't actually ever translate to a proposition that is true, valid, or sound. Meaning,
Right,
the
yeah,
same.
you can't just. In one sense, you're right, but in another sense, you're wrong. Because if everyone agrees that the color the sky is, that's what we're calling green. Well, guess what? Now the sky's green because the color the sky is, in reality, the fact of the matter of what light spectrum the sky is. If that's what we call green, guess what? The sky is green because that's what we call that light spectrum. The
Like,
words
I
just
have
mean
just
whatever we
a
use them
really
to
quick
mean.
That's
clarification.
fallacious. What I'm
Can I
saying
just,
is
can I just
that's
ask
fallacious.
just one
No.
single question
Yeah, it's called
to
ad
clarify?
populum, yeah.
Nerlus,
Can
one
I-
sec.
Can
And
I hold on? Can I
Yeah.
just jump in with one quick question to clarify?
Sure.
And I will stop after that question. I promise you.
no problem. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Lego, and then the neuralist can continue with his interrogation of Lego. Lego, would you say that you endorse nominalism, or do you have some other position on the theory of concepts?
Nominalism? I'm not certain of what you even mean by nominalism, to be honest.
Okay, so like nominalism would be like, well, when I say man, what I'm referring to is just like an arbitrary classification. I have just this. By man I mean just Socrates, Aristotle, yada yada yada. Just list off a bunch of individual men, and there isn't actually anything common to all those individual men. That I'm not actually like seeing some platonic form of man, or doing some sort of Aristotelian abstraction of all the men. Like, would you say that you're a nominalist? That where it's just a name, it's just a label for a bunch of particulars.
Well, you're saying that it's a label for particulars, but that they have nothing in common. If by nominalism you just mean that we're creating arbitrary categories, then yeah, I would say we're creating arbitrary categories.
Okay, neuralist, you can continue if you want.
Well, I'm very, very tempted to follow that line of reasoning because it's super interesting. Because metaphysically, I don't think that's actually what we're doing. But instead, I would actually like to try to see if we can't build some common ground between the positions. So, I am a professed ANCAP on the ethical side of things, not on the practical side of things. That being said, in the sense that you are often talking about Zulu in terms of property and what constitutes ownership, I think you're often talking about from sort of like metaphysical. Like if I come across an object in reality, right, and there's no context there to keep me from taking possession of that thing, like just metaphysically, it's mine, right? Now I can use all kinds of things to justify that, but at the same time, I don't think there's any problem with coming along and saying, hey, there's a group of us here, and we're looking at something that is of interest to all of us, and we conclude that we all kind of own it, right? Like we have general control over it contractually. Like I think you can totally do this. And I don't think those two positions actually conflict with each other. I just think that one's more metaphysical and one's more like a higher level up. Just one like level up. It's like more like a conceptual engagement, an understanding between people, like how we're going to be approaching this thing that we all collectively own. You don't even have to use the term own, really, but like collectively engage with on conceptual basis, as opposed to force. Does that kind of make sense? Like, I don't think your guys' positions are contradictory between each other.
Well, I would strongly disagree, because I don't think that I'm just saying, well, when I come into control of something, then I own that thing. That is what I would, and Kinsella would class as the mere possessor ethic. I think the mere possessor ethic falls into an immediate contradiction. The contradiction is that, well, the second that, basically that ownership and possession have to be distinct, and everybody in every conflict ever presupposes this. So if we have Crusoe and Friday, and Zuri, and however many other people, and they have this mere possessor ethic, well, if Crusoe and Friday are over conflict over the stick, they both have to presume, hey, the other guy might win this conflict, he might gain possession of the stick, but I'd still own it. Or else, he wouldn't be in the conflict. He would not be trying to get the stick if he didn't think that he owned it, as distinct from possessing it. Right? So possession and ownership have to be different. This is why I think it's purely normative. I think it's a subset of ethics called law.
Well, hold on here. So let's play with this, because I think you're onto something. But here's the thing: is the ownership is that next level up, right? It's where you go from looking at the facts of reality. Like, you know how you say, like, hey, can you look out the window and see a right? Of course, you can't do that. But what you can most certainly do is look out the window and see me holding a stick. Right? I have possession of it. The ownership concept, the one that comes in after it, that requires a sort of like, kind of like what you were talking about earlier, like a sort of base concept that's like possession. I think I am entitled to possess that thing. But that's a second level up from I merely possess something. That is something that you can, like, tautologically, empirically verify. Like, if I'm holding a stick and it's mine, it's in my possession. The only way that you can initiate conflict there is if you tell me that I have no justified reason for having the stick, because you have a justified reason for having the stick. But the thing about it is I already had the stick. It was already mine. And I didn't have to contend with anybody.
It's a similar line of reasoning, and I think the one difference is that the introduction I'm making is the non-aggression principle. When and I have a separate proof for the non-aggression principle. When you bring the non-aggression principle in, which is normative, which brings it way up into law, that brings in the normative side. And I don't think it's conceptually valid to not have any norms. I think Hume was completely mistaken on this point. I think he was
it's not purely
an
passions,
idiot.
right? Of course.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily the norms that I'm talking about that I'm challenging here. I'm saying that your norms that you're talking about, that sort of the sort of metaphysical necessity for humans to have norms, that's not the issue. I think we do have to have that. But what I'm saying is what Lego is telling you is like, hey, in our normative sort of sphere, descriptively, how we can come across solutions to that issue is have contracts where we mutually agree between one another instead of force one another to engage with a certain piece of property in a certain way. I think that you can most certainly do that. For example, me and my wife are currently living in an apartment right now that we co-lease, right? Like, of course, I can literally show you the lease. We're both responsible for this thing. If this thing burns down, it's not just my wallet, it's her wallet. It's not just my taxes, it's her taxes.
Yes, I think that's an invalid contract. So I don't think either of you guys have anything to do with that. If the contract is stated as, we're going to trade this to both you and your wife. If it's not stated that, if it's stated as the landlord still owns it, but he's going to rent it out to both of you, then it's fine.
No, there has to be
one owner.
You're not wrong there. Hold on. So let me try to parse this out. So it's stated in the contract what the owner, the supposed owner, can or cannot do in terms of the property, in terms of our contract between each other. And that is just a fact. Like, there are certain things that this guy actually cannot do in terms of the law. To me, he cannot just walk into the house, take a key and unlock it.
Okay,
and walk
so it is
in.
like
Can't do that.
it is like a landlord situation then.
Yeah, landlord.
Yeah, so
But what
that's
I'm saying
perfectly
is
legitimate, and like, be
All
done
I'm
with
saying
title
is
transfer
that
theory.
there are contracts. There is a contractual way that humans can interact with each other that does not violate anything fundamental to capitalism. As a matter of fact, I've had actually
Right,
three
absolutely.
landlords.
I
Yeah,
don't
go
want to
on.
be like misunderstood as like being against contracts in general. I'm fine with contracts, but I just think they're a strict thing. I think a contract has to define the terms of the transfer of title to property. That's all a contract can do. And that's what distinguishes it from a promise. Like a promise is
Like a
I
promissory note,
will
yeah, okay.
I will play a song at your birthday party tomorrow. That's not a contract. I just promise to do that. Now a contract might be on the condition that I play at your birthday party tomorrow, you'll give
Yeah,
me
like if you pay
$100.
me, right?
On the condition I don't, I'll pay you $100. Right?
Okay.
Because that's actually transferring title to $100 between us.
So then what would be the problem? Okay, so you're saying that a man and a wife cannot have that contract between each other given ownership over the same house.
Yeah, no,
the
it's
same
not. It's not like my point was. It's not possible to have like say I own the house. I can't say I will trade this house to you and your wife. That's a contradiction. I can't trade it to both you and your wife at the same time.
What if we stipulate in the contract all of the things that need to be stipulated for that to happen? Like, it's not true ownership.
I don't think
in the
there
sense
is
that,
anything that could be stipulated. So I would.
Yeah,
there has to
I'm
be a
giving it
single
to
owner.
you and her.
That's
all that
not
needs
possible.
to be stipulated in the contract.
Just no, because then what if you and your wife disagree over what is to be done over the house? Well, you can't
Well, then
resolve
we
that
would both
conflict.
have to defer.
Invalid
We
property
can't, but
arrangement.
we would have to do.
So that
we would
was
have to do
invalid
the mediation thing. We would have to do the mediation thing between us and the person that gave us the
Right,
contract.
but then you're
So we can do that together.
adopting the contract. But then you're adopting the contract theory of property, which is a stolen concept fallacy.
No, I'm at this point. I'm just. Wait. I'm actually not doing that. I'm saying that I'm just adopting the contract theory of contracts. Like, I'm not saying that we own this place. I'm saying that somebody can come
So you
along and
don't own
give
it.
me a
So
contract.
there still
Correct,
is
we do
one
not own
owner.
it.
Okay, so
Yes,
it's
there's
fine.
only
It's
one
fine.
owner.
If there's only one owner, then it's fine. You can have whatever crazy shit you want. You can imagine crazy shit with title transfer theory. Like people have done it
Okay,
already.
cool.
I
I think that's really all that's the difference between your and Lego's position. That's it.
Right, but Lego just refuses to even acknowledge property theory in general. Like he doesn't care about it.
Yeah, I think you guys are actually talking about different things, and because of this, talking over each other, or talking past each other.
That's because Lego wanted to like win a debate rather than actually care about philosophy. But he needed to care about philosophy to win this debate.
Well, luckily for you, Daddy's here, so.
I just wanted my argument addressed, which wasn't because he couldn't.
Yeah, it was addressed. That's what the whole debate was over.
All right.
Well, hold on.
You called it
Lego, real
irrelevant.
quick.
You called it
Lego.
irrelevant bullshit, but now it's what the whole debate was over. That's
Wait.
interesting.
Question real quick for you, Lego. Question for you.
I called
Yeah.
rules lawyering irrelevant bullshit.
No, you called P2 irrelevant, even though that's the argument we're discussing.
Bring
So the whole
me
debate was
the
over
clip.
the thing that you.
The stream
Yeah, it's
is
on the
live
clip. It's on
streaming
there
right now.
Yep, I'm
Bring
glad it is,
me
so that you
the
can't
clip
dodge the way you
of
always
where
do.
I said that your argument is irrelevant. Bring me that clip.
Yep. You said P2 was irrelevant bullshit. You said it. It's on your recording. Everybody can see it. Everybody
me
heard it.
the clip. I want the
You
full
have the clip.
context.
You have it already. You recorded it. You have the clip. You recorded
So you want
it,
me
sir.
to look for the clip that you assert exists?
No,
I assert
you
doesn't.
have it. You already have the recording. You said that
All
P2 was
right,
irrelevant
all
bullshit, and I
right.
At any
kept going
point down
back to
the line.
P2. All right.
All
set the stick.
right.
This live stream is Creative Commons, so you can clip it and
Yeah.
put it on your own channel if you want.
Oh yeah.
All right. Anyone else have a question or anything like that they want to ask the two guys here debating?
I just want to
Well,
confirm
even
that
if
he just
somebody
gave me
does, I'm gonna
permission
leave
to
him,
upload
so-
this. So, right?
Well, yeah, bro. I mean, I mean,
I mean, I can take his video and upload it. Right? He just said that was okay.
all right. So it looks like Zulu is out of here, and yeah.
I bet. All right. Me too, I guess.
Is there anyone
See ya.
else? No, I guess that's it. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
it was
me.
pretty fun. That was
Oh,
pretty fun.
Neuralist, what did you want to say?
Yeah.
What do you want to
there
say,
was Danny
Neuralist?
before he got cut off. Fucking jugular thrall.
So they were talking amongst each
Anyway.
other, so I didn't want to interrupt them.
No,
with,
no,
you
they
know.
started in with their shit. They started in with their shit. I'm actually trying to get to the bottom of stuff here. So I think I did.
Well, what's your
I think I
issue with
did
my
best.
position, Neuralist? I
I
think you
don't think
did
I
have
have
some
one.
good points. But... Oh, okay, good.
I don't think I have one. Here's the thing about it is I don't think I have one with yours or his. He is simply talking from a different perspective. And I think I actually tried to mention this.
Yeah.
I tried to mention this to you the last time that you guys had this problem. The reason that this shit is devolving into like frustration and anger and like, what the fuck? How can this retard be like? The reason why it's happening is because you're talking from a simple like, hey, dude, it's definitely possible that we can have a contract that stipulates that two people own a singular thing and have that recognized and defended. It's like, duh. Fucking duh.
Yeah.
He's talking about from a metaphysical level what the hell property even is to begin with. Like being out in the wilderness, taking control of something that wasn't contested, you didn't involve yourself in any sort of conflicts or anything like that with other people to get it. That's where he's coming from. And so that's the reason why you guys will never conjoin here, even though you guys don't have contradictory positions. You don't have
No,
them.
I know that's... Well, no, we do have contradictory positions because I disagree with him on that. He's basically just asserting over and over, this contradicts with my view, is basically what he's saying. And it's like, yeah, I know. I know. I agree. It contradicts his view. Well, he's rejecting my position. I mean, he rejects my position.
Yeah, it's because he's talking from a separate... He's simply talking from a separate level of analysis. You're up here on like, hey, this is what we're all doing. I can just use my eyes and see that I can make contracts and stuff. He's like, no, but we need to actually get to what the hell property is, even because he's saying that what a contract actually is a stipulated relationship between people and objects.
Well, no, I agree with him. We agree on that. He's saying, though, that only one person can be the owner, though. It is entailed by his position that only one person can be the owner, and I disagree. There's no reason that's the case other than that it's his position. I mean, yeah, it's true that in his position that's the case, but it's not. It's baseless.
Well,
it's just something he presupposes.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's something like this. At the end of the day, there is a terminal possessor who can have the right to either dispossession, sale, destruction of, disposal of, this sort of thing. That's who the owner is.
Right, I'm saying that's not going to be the case always.
Right, because you're talking about it from a contractual perspective. Yes, actually, me and my wife both can own something in a sort of contractual sense. You kind of see what I'm saying? Like,
oh, I see what you're saying, yeah.
That's why you guys are butting heads. Like, he's trying to get down to this nitty-gritty level where you're like, yeah, but there's this practical level that's like, I can just...
Can I say something?
That's where I disagree with you.
Can I say something? There was one thing that I think that you said that I would disagree with. It has nothing to do with collective ownership, but just your definition of ownership being a socially recognized thing. I think that's a bit...
That's a condition, yeah.
I think it's a bit problematic, being that people have socially recognized other people's bodies as being owned by other people, you know? So...
Well, when you say problematic, you mean that it was immoral to own people, and I would agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that it was right to own those people, just that they were recognized as the owner, and you just said in your question that that was the case. So you
well, no, I mean, I'm not saying that they are the owner. I don't believe that another person can own another person. That's impossible.
Well, morally, though, you mean morally they can
I mean,
do it,
you
right?
could say, I could say, well, of course, morally, I think owning somebody or saying you own someone is wrong. Of course, I would say that.
Right,
but
we
fundamentally,
agree on that, yeah.
no, I know that. But
There
what I'm
were
saying
slaves,
is,
right?
what I'm saying is that if you say that ownership is based on society, well, then society could just say they own you, and then you would basically have no argument
They could
against
say
it.
that, but that would you're right. They could say that, and they would be the owner, but that doesn't make it right. It would be wrong, morally wrong, for them to own me.
Then let's get down on that, Lego, because
Yeah, because I don't think that's a...
Wait,
Wait, I'm the one asking. You okay, listen to me. You spoke for the last fucking hour, okay? So it's my turn,
No,
okay?
I didn't. I've only been speaking.
It's my turn. Thank you.
I'm probably going to cut out, by the way, so y'all should talk to each other.
All right. Well, if you're gonna leave, then all right. Then I have nothing else to say.
I'm probably about to lose signal, is what I mean.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll ask you what I was gonna ask you. So, society, I don't think we should base ownership on society, because society can say things that should be owned that can't really be owned. So, for instance, I can't transfer the title of my body to you while I'm still inhabiting it. That's impossible. I mean, you could say you own me, but I don't see any possible way for you to transfer the title of my body to you.
It can be enforced too, can't it? Like, we have actually had slaves descriptively.
Again, but you're saying descriptively. I'm talking about physically, legitimately.
But that's I'm saying too. I'm saying descriptively. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I'm talking about legitimately. Right. You're saying legit.
Well,
what makes?
Well,
no, I'm talking about what. Well, I'm sure we can all agree that slavery is wrong. The argument that I'm making. Okay, the argument that I'm making is that if you believe that ownership is based on society, well then if society were to choose to own another person, or say that someone is owned by another person, you would have nothing to say to that, because that's your definition of ownership.
I would have something to say. I would say that descriptively they may own that person, but that it's more than that person. That's what I would say.
Well, I mean, that's irrelevant. What I would argue...
Descriptively, it may be the case.
You'd be wrong. They don't earn that person.
Go ahead, sorry.
I would argue that's irrelevant. Because what I'm arguing is whether or not someone could have the ability to own another person. See, under my definition of ownership, no one could ever have the ability to own another person, because while you're inhabiting your body, you cannot transfer the title of your body to another person. Whereas under your definition of ownership, you could theoretically own another person, and that would be legitimate.
Would you agree with me that under your concept of ownership, you could never own something in a sense that where you both own it and it's morally wrong? Like, doesn't your concept? Well,
I'm not talking about morally wrong.
That if it's morally wrong, you don't own them.
I'm not talking about morally wrong.
Is that not the case, though?
Restate the question.
Is that not the case, though? That with your concept of ownership, if it's morally wrong, then you could not both own it and it be morally wrong that you own it, right? Like, you can only own something if it's
morally wrong.
No, what I'm saying is, I never mentioned morally wrong anywhere in my definition of ownership. All I'm saying is that my definition of ownership is the right to control a scarce resource. While you're in, and the thing is, the reason why it's impossible for someone to own another person under that definition of ownership is because you can't relinquish the control of your body to another person. But under your definition of ownership, if it's a societally owned, recognized thing, under your definition, someone could own another person, and that would be completely legitimate under your definition of ownership. Whereas it would be impossible under my definition of ownership.
Right, yeah, that's basically what I'm saying, is that mine's only descriptive. There's no normative claim happening there, but yours does have a normative claim, so therefore they would not be able to legitimately own them, because the fact that it's morally wrong would make it illegitimate under your view, whereas for me, I would say it's morally wrong.
Hold on one second. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I don't mean to interrupt you. What I'm not saying, I never mentioned morally wrong in anywhere in my description. All I'm saying is that under my definition of ownership, it would be impossible to own another person because you cannot transfer the title of your body to another person. That's not a moral description. Right. That's not you can't do it because it's wrong. It's literally impossible to own another person based on my definition of ownership. Whereas under your definition of ownership, you could own another person and it would be considered to be legitimate under your ideology.
My brother in Christ and in Mohammed Piba.
Well, that was actually I was asking Lego that question.
No, that wasn't a question. You were making a statement, and I'm asking you a question in return.
Okay, fine.
Is that if that's the case, are you saying that ownership fundamentally is terminal possession?
No, I'm saying that ownership is based on. There are two ways in which you could legitimately come to own something, which is original appropriation or voluntary transaction. And the reason why that
But I
is
can't do that with my soul, right? Or
yeah,
my
you
consciousness.
can't. Well, you can't take your body and give it to another person while you're in it. It's impossible. I mean, you could
And
cut
that's
your
what- and that's what
you
you
could
just
cut your
grounded
finger
it
off.
in.
Yeah, you could cut your
Yeah,
cut your
sure.
finger off and sell it to someone. I'll be happy
But
to
I
set
could
up
never
a
give them the
non-debate
control of that
discussion if
finger.
you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. We could talk about this later, Lego.
Lego, don't go.
I mean, he's been here for a while, so it's all right. V, you've been in here? Yo, bro, I missed you, bro.
Yeah,
He's leaving.
I've been here.
So yeah, under my definition of ownership, it couldn't be possible for another person to own another person legitimately because you can't transfer. Like, how can you come own another person's body? Well, you're not the first person to come to own it. You're not the first inhabitor because that person who is in that body is the first inhabitor of that body. Well, at least before you are, so you wouldn't have a better claim to it than he does. Not only that, but he can't transfer the title of his body, which would be like a contractual exchange. He can't do that because he is inhabiting. I mean, he could cut off his finger and sell that to
his
you.
or mine.
But his
right.
body is completely it is completely impossible. It's like it's impossible to do so.
But I want you, Sithis, I want you to take mind of what you're thinking about here, though. What you are describing here is a sort of just metaphysical, sort of descriptive, hey, I'm looking at the world, and what I'm noticing is that my conscious experience is private, right? The control of my body is private. I am in terminal possession of it. I couldn't trade it if I wanted to. You couldn't take it from me if you wanted to. Others couldn't trade it with me or take it from me if they wanted to. It's just descriptively the case that it's not possible to do this.
Yeah, so it's not a moral
there's
claim.
Nothing normative. Exactly. There's nothing moral about that.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm Lego, what I'm saying is if I take that same sort of phenomenal view of the world and I say, okay, in my preserved consciousness here, what I'm noticing is that how people determine who owns what is through this sort of fiat process, this sort of democratic process, this sort of law, authoritative, what would you say, disseminative process. That is also a fact, and that is what he is saying is the way that property is determined. He's also saying that was also the way it was determined in terms of slavery. That doesn't mean he's saying it's okay. He's just saying this is how.
Well, if he wait, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that he would have no choice.
Lego's saying that.
Under his definition of ownership, he would have no choice but to say, if society were to recognize another person or another group of people as being owned by this X group of people, let's say this X group of people is owned by society, recognizes this X group of people being the owners of this X group of people, he would have no choice but to say that's legitimate under his definition of ownership. He would have no choice.
That way.
No, it's not that it is that way, but that is legitimate. How do you? I literally hold on. I literally asked him, how do you determine the legit? Like, how do you determine whether or not somebody owns something? And he said it was based on whether or not it's socially recognized. Isn't that what he said?
Correct.
Okay, so then if he says that it's based on social recognition, right? And he believes that someone legitimately owns something based on social recognition. So if this person owns,
he's just saying that that's how people are determined to own things.
Yeah. So how do you own something
like that? It's moral.
What do you mean? But what do you think I'm saying when I say legitimate?
Like morally consistent.
No, I never said that. I said legitimate as in they are the owners of that property. They are the owners. Like, it's legitimate. So, for instance, like, I would say I'm the legitimate owner of my PC because I purchased it from another person, right? I'm the legitimate owner of that good, right? That's not me saying I'm the moral owner, this, this. All I'm saying is I am the legitimate owner of that property. I'm not making a moral claim.
I'm saying owner. Why would you say legitimate then?
Because when you say legitimate, you're basically saying that you're arguing that person is the owner. You're saying that, like, that based on society. Well, that's what I meant.
Not legitimate. Like, so, like, if I come and I take your wallet from you, right, and you have no idea that I've done it, I'm not the legitimate owner of it, but I am the owner.
No, but it depends. Well, actually, it depends on how you define ownership. So if you define ownership
Bingo!
as so if you define ownership as might makes right, well then you would say yes, that person does own that thing. But if you define ownership as
Bingo.
socially recognized, you would have to say, oh well, if does society recognize that thing as being that other person's thing? Well, yes. If so, yes. Then it is his. If not, then no. Whereas
Exactly.
I would say, So whereas
real quick,
on
on that statement right there, you had a really good point there.
Mhm.
If there's you have two opposing ideas here.
Yes.
One might makes right.
Yes.
And two, fiat vote makes right. Right. So in either case, if either case is taking place, right? If I come and take your wallet, you have no idea I've done it. I've done it by force. It's now in my control. Or if everybody in society colludes together and says, well, all blacks are slaves now. In either case, descriptively, it is the case that is how property was decided.
That's not the only two options. Those aren't the only two options.
Yeah, but listen
No,
to
I
me.
know that.
I
That's
understand that
that's not the point.
descriptive, but we're not talking about descriptively. We're talking about legitimately. You could descriptively
which
own
is
the
what?
moon.
Moral
Me and you can
consistency,
I could say I own the moon, but do I legitimately own the moon? No.
No,
What we're trying to figure,
depends. What do you
what we're
mean by
trying to
legitimate?
determine
Do you
is
mean
the
morally
how. Stop.
consistently?
What we're trying to figure out is how we define how someone legitimately owns a good or service. How we could determine whether or not someone owns something. Lego says that you own something based on society. If he believes that if you own something, that you're a legitimate owner of something based on society, well then if society says that you are owned by another person, he has no choice but to say that that is legitimate.
That is correct.
That's the
He has no
okay. So
choice.
that's the only argument that I'm making in this.
He's not saying. Wait, hold on. He has no choice but to recognize.
Yes.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Wait,
Wait a second. Somebody was talking. Oopsie. So he has to recognize that this is the case. He does not have to recognize that it is legitimate, just like he said to you earlier. Yes, it was the case that the slaves were owned by these people. That does not make it moral. So whenever you
Did I say moral? Did I say moral?
You definitely didn't.
Okay, so why are you mentioning moral? Why are you mentioning moral?
You definitely said that we weren't talking about the merely descriptive. And then you said we're talking
What am I
about
talking
what
about?
makes it legitimate.
You're not listening to me.
What makes it
You're not listening
legitimate.
to me.
You said what makes it.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Now
Yes,
you're
I
saying
am.
what I'm saying. Now what do I mean when I say legitimate?
No, I always did.
Now what do I mean when I say legitimate?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
I've told you this, so you weren't listening to me.
No,
So-
I was
the
listening.
no,
You
okay.
haven't explained it well.
When I say you're the legitimate owner, that means that you are the actual owner. Okay?
What do you mean by what do you mean by hack?
As in,
I think
other
you're
people
moving
are not the
legitimate to
owner and you
actual.
are the owner.
If I have control of something, then I am the owner.
Okay, so then you are the legitimate owner. I'm not making a moral claim here.
Hey, I want to say something because you're missing
Go on.
part of the concept.
Hold on, let Kaiser go. Go ahead, go.
What do you mean? Oh, thank you.
No, I was saying go ahead. Casimir, go. I said, yeah, sorry, said your name wrong. Go ahead.
Right. So, in order to avoid the stolen concept fallacy, if somebody accuses you that your ownership is indistinguishable from possession, then you should say the word possession instead of saying the word ownership. Like we all understand what possession means.
Mhm.
So, so that's
Okay, yeah,
that
you're
is a
right.
concession you don't have to make. Meaning, if he says that society votes on group ownership over another group of people, then you don't have to actually concede that they've established any kind of ownership because they have to necessarily make a distinction from the word possession. Otherwise, you can just reduce their position to the word possession, and you can just do it directly. You could say they voted to make other people their possessions, and it makes as much sense. Meaning it's directly analogous. Meaning it's one-to-one with the set of they claim ownership of other people.
Yes,
That
but
means
the only argument that I'm making is that Lego, he would consider them to be the owners of those people.
Yes, but that's a stolen.
I understand. No, you're right. You are right. But that's the whole argument that I'm making is that
he can claim that, but then you have to point out that what he claims is a stolen concept.
I know, but the only argument that I've made was that if he was to say that ownership is based on societal recognition, if another person, group, or society says this group is owned by X, he would have no choice but to say that those people are the owners of those people.
Yes, but
Right.
those
That's
statements,
exactly right.
is irrelevant.
Casimir.
What's relevant
Casimir.
is that
No,
he
no,
can't
you
even
Wait,
use
wait,
the
wait.
word
Let
owned.
Casimir go, and then Neuralist, you can go. Go ahead.
He can't even use the word owned. That's an even greater point, because ownership necessarily has to be different from possession. Otherwise, just use the word possession. Don't confuse people. If you try to make a distinction, meaning claim that they own something, then you have to identify the distinction, and it can't be just the definition of possession. Because otherwise, why use a different word? We're claiming that there's a difference, and we're proving that difference. You don't have that proof, so you can't use that word. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, it is one of the definitions of ownership is that it allows for human action. It allows me to not just act as an animal, which is the dodge that Lego used, but specifically act as a rational human being where I want to do things that are right and are justified. I want to justify my actions, and I want to justify them in the planning, meaning I want to avoid criminal intent. And the only way for me to avoid criminal intent is to know to have a concept of law, to have a concept of conflict avoidance, and to avoid conflicts objectively. If I need somebody's vote, meaning post facto, after the action, to tell me whether my actions were legal or illegal, that is already a defeat. That means it's incompatible. That means it doesn't satisfy the requirements of a system by which I can choose how to act. So on those two things, the entire concept falls apart. I'll repeat them. First, there is no distinction between ownership and possession. And second, it's a post-fact system which doesn't allow you to predict anything.
So, Casimir, you're making beautiful points. One of them is the idea that it's the stolen concept fallacy. In the case of Lego, it's only the stolen concept fallacy if he's talking about something normative. Because what he's actually talking about, to your first point, is only how people come to possess things in a way that is socially recognized.
Then don't use the word ownership. Like it's not like as
Why not?
said.
Then that's that's just possession.
Wait. So you have some monopoly over the word? I'm so sorry.
Right. Ownership is, by definition, the legitimate possession of something. So as soon as you make a claim that someone owns something,
Yes, it is.
that is what ownership means.
No, it's
Ownership
not.
means the right. Yes, it does. Ownership is
No,
the
it
legitimate
doesn't.
possession
Hold
of
on.
something.
Stop
Yes, it
interrupting.
is.
Nope.
Yes,
Stop.
it is.
Stop interrupting
I
him.
was interrupted.
No, don't. Look, Neuralist, wait. Let him speak, and then you go. All right.
I
Go
was
ahead.
interrupted. But sure, go on.
Ownership is, by definition, the right to exclude, I should say, not the right to possess, because you can own something without possessing it. The right to exclude something. Okay. So as soon as you make a claim that someone owns something, you are saying that they have a right over this good or over their body.
Yep.
Right. So as soon as you say this person is the owner of something, you are making a normative claim. By definition, you have to be. You're saying that someone has the right to something. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Nope.
You are.
No,
Absolutely.
No, I'm not.
How not?
I can tell you. The definition of ownership is the act, state, or right of possessing something. As long as I act in taking possession of
Then why
something.
just say possession? Then why, if all it is that I possess something, then why don't you just possess it? Why do you have to say ownership?
Dude, do you understand that words are sort of like self-referentially defined?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
I can't look out into
the words. One moment. We're saying that the word. There's.
Why am I getting cut off
here.
and being told one moment?
All right. Let's
We
cool
gonna
down
answer
then. Neuralist, finish what you were saying, and then
Cool
Casimir,
down.
you can go ahead. I said let's cool
just
down. All right.
Yeah. Let's just quit interrupting. So, no, what was just presented to me by Open Border Hopium was a presupposition that I must, anytime I use the word ownership, must also be including the idea of, it's legitimate ownership. Like, no, I'm just talking about possession. Possession.
Then just
in
use
act.
possession.
Then you use the word possession.
Oopsie. So the act. Oops. So the act, state, or right of possession of something is the moment that I possess something, I have ownership of it. If I take your wallet,
hold on, let him finish. Let him finish, bro.
All right, I'm going to come back in right after.
Yeah. Just let him finish what he was saying.
Cool off, bro. Take a smoke break. But yeah. So, no, the term ownership does not imply legitimate ownership, recognized ownership, just in and of itself. So if I come to your house with a gun, and I come with a handful of homies, right? A couple of crack shot boys, and you've got a whole family in there, right? Wife, husband, 3 kids, and I take control of you. I own you. That doesn't mean I legitimately own you, but I have control over you.
No, what you have is possession over me.
Yeah, possession.
Yeah, but that's not ownership. Possession and ownership is not the same. No, it's not. Yeah, you have possession over me. You're not owning me.
That's what ownership is.
The possession isn't ownership.
You should relax.
Yes, it is.
I'm going next,
Sithis,
right?
he has a different definition than
I have
you.
the definition.
That's why.
One moment, P. We all agree.
Here's the definition of possession, real quick. The state
there is no
having,
definition of
owning,
that.
or controlling something.
Muralist, you finished.
But where is this definition?
Hold on,
from?
let's let Casimir talk. Okay.
No, you cut me off, bro.
No, I didn't cut you off. You finished speaking.
You did,
and
but go on.
All right, go ahead, Casimir. Go ahead.
And he interrupted me, but it was still my turn.
Don't worry about it. Just go.
So we have a concept. We have a name that's called possession, and it points to a concept of, let's call it mere possession, of having something in your control. And then there is an assertion here that, let's say, there is ownership A, which just happens to be just a word that just happens to be a pointer to the very same concept I just named. And then there is a group that shows up that's called ANCAPs that says, no, there's ownership B, which is a distinct concept, and there's the word should point to a different concept. And we're identifying that concept. And I believe that this is a more correct approach to language, meaning if we identify ownership B and it's distinct from possession, and that's what the conversation is about, that's the what the public is interested in, which is the solution to some problem, then you, by just saying, well, I can just point the word to anything, you're dodging the actual question that's of interest here. Yes, you can say ownership and possession equals sign, but then we can come up with ownership B, which is not equal to possession, and our answer actually solves a kind of a problem that exists, and your answer just dodges it. So why do we care?
The problem
about
is
that?
you are stepping out of modern parlance and saying, I have this new concept of ownership that also implies...
Wait, are you not an ANCAP?
Oh my god. You're saying I have this new concept of ownership that in its definition, tout court implies legitimacy. What you are doing in that case is morally loading, ethically loading, normatively loading the term, where in common parlance, that's not what the terms mean. Now, that's all right if you want to have your private definition of that, but you need to make clear... Wait.
I need to get in here, bro.
Wait, stop interrupting. You need to make perfectly clear what it is exactly your definition is tout court if you want to get away with that. Because you're not going to get away with that with me.
Yeah,
you're just throwing it out there.
We use the libertarian definition of ownership, the legitimate definition.
I need to get in here. No one says if I own a home, okay, if I'm the owner of a home, and someone comes along and removes me from it, like some random dude, I don't know, like you mentioned, I don't know, someone coming and taking my home. No one says that guy's the owner of the home. No one, in common parlance, no one says that. They said they're taking it from me. I'm still the owner. As far as any theory of property that we have right now, even under the state, okay, the state is not going to say that guy's the owner of the property. And
yeah, I'm trying to get you to justify why you feel that way, because I would actually say that he does own it.
But you're just wrong. Like,
now you're interrupting him.
Yeah, why?
You're just wrong because no,
why?
You make the argument that people just think that no one thinks that. No one thinks that just because you become the possessor of something, that makes you the owner. Everyone thinks that.
I do.
Hold on, Casimir. Go ahead, and then Neuralist afterwards. You can go ahead.
Okay, so what you're referring to is that we have a long history of law, starting from Roman law and then moving into the common law in Britain, where there was a socially recognizable, quote-unquote, distinction between ownership and possession. Now, it wasn't always coherently defined. It often relied on things like God as part of the definition to make one man not a slave to another man because there is a God. But it did exist. However, that's not universal. It is true what Neuralist is saying is that there are societies which we call like failed societies, which we look down upon, where that distinction is not made. But the trick here is that the colloquial definition somehow excludes these various barbarians which we look down on, which would starve to death if we weren't donating massive amounts of money to them. That's the sort of the fallacy here, that obviously if we're part of Western civilization, we know that ownership is distinct from possession. It's that it is colloquially on your side.
In what way?
Others Hopian. But obviously there are groups of people,
Casimir,
communists, that don't believe that, which is why they might be physically removed.
Fine, but Casimir...
No one says if I
we need to physically remove them.
No one says that.
Yeah.
No one fucking says that. Like, I don't know, like...
Alright, Neuralist is gonna go now.
Like,
go ahead.
No one says, if I take someone's wallet, no one says,
I can't, because Jackass just interrupted me again.
All right, go ahead, Kat. I don't really understand what he was saying, anyways.
I can't he sounds like a character.
Yeah, no offense, Open Borders Hopian, but your microphone is like, it sounds like it's under a tank of water. Now, go ahead.
It's hot ass trash fire. But so no, Casimir, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you can have perfectly your particular definition. It's kind of what I'm saying in the chat here. By the way, there's no problem with you going away from the common parlance. There's nothing wrong with that. The only problem that is associated with that is that if you are going to be doing that, you need to be very clear as to what it is you are talking about. And I have this sneaking suspicion that what you mean by ownership is legitimate possession.
Yes,
right? Which loads it. Right. But that's not actually what the term means. You're going to have to actually... No, I was actually talking.
Okay.
No, I was actually talking.
Sorry, you made a long pause. My bad.
Sure. So I'm saying you can totally do that. But if you're actually normatively loading the term, then what you are doing there is something called analytic a priori. It's Kantian shit, dude. Like, you're just saying it is this way by definition. It's like, yeah, well, of course it's that way because you just defined it that way. That's it. It doesn't actually mean it actually is that way.
You finish. Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm doing. And also, I reject the idea that I'm the one who's normatively loading it and that it's not sort of colloquial. I just gave you a historical reference, how it is basically colloquial, while people had an inconsistent conception of what makes a distinction between ownership and possession. It is untrue to say that there was no such distinction in the past, and it wasn't morally loaded. It was, in fact, always morally loaded, just incorrectly. And it is morally loaded by referencing to, other origins, other positions on morality, for example, morality from God. But it is this is what Hopian was yelling at you about. He was saying that when that gang that you described goes in and by force takes your house over, they might claim that they now own the house, and you as a communist might claim that they now own the house. But nobody in human history would agree with that, and that's why we have actually the colloquial definition. But what's important is that there is a distinction in concepts here, and for the sake of debate, the concepts are the interest, not the words pointing to them.
Yeah, that's called the historical fallacy. It doesn't matter if at one point a group of people had defined it this way, or if at one point a group of people had understood it this way. I'm telling you that in terms of common parlance, what these words mean are this. It's cool if you want to set outside of that, but again, you need to be very, very clear as to what your definition is, and you have not... Stop interrupting me.
Hold on. Let him finish. Go ahead.
Stop interrupting me. Go
ahead.
Again, I will reiterate this for I think now the fourth time. There is nothing wrong with saying that your definition sets outside common parlance, but it's going to be up to you to define the term. If you can't do that, I mean define it.
No, I can define the ownership.
Okay, then define it.
There's a
ownership is the... Sorry,
there's like an obvious fallacy here. He claimed that I'm making the historical fallacy. Well, he was making the historical fallacy to begin with. He was appealing to history by the words colloquial meaning. I demonstrated to him that he's wrong. The colloquial meaning is different. Then he accused me of the historical fallacy. Well, that doesn't work that way. Either you believe in some historical fallacy, or you don't. But the word colloquially implies historically. That's what we talk about.
I didn't say colloquially.
Currently, people understand it as such. Well, currently in the West, in non-communist circles, people understand there is a distinction, and maybe in a communist circle where you come from, I assume, there is no distinction, but that's not colloquially. Colloquially, everybody believes that ownership is justified possession. But we don't actually care about that, because what we care about in the debate is how it's established. Is there a descriptive condition of something being legal or illegal? And is there a prescriptive condition of something being illegal or legal? And in both cases, ownership is distinct from possession. So before we even go there, that's something you have to admit, which would mean you have to concede your earlier point where you just haphazardly mixed ownership and possession and claim that there doesn't have to be a distinction. And in fact, you claim that colloquially there is no distinction. Well, what is colloquially if not a historical appeal to history? And if it's an appeal to history, then demonstrate that history outside of communist circles. The history of the past 2,000 years is that it is distinct.
So it's definitely not an appeal to history. So, like, for example, take a look at the chat right now. You'll see Open Borders trying here pretty well, and I think he's got a good point here. I'm talking about what's common parlance, not what's colloquial. Nothing about that. It's just common parlance.
What's
what
common
the words
parlance?
mean as they, like the general running definitions of words that we're all using. Like the word "you."
Well, that's
You
why
wouldn't
I
have
say
some
this is
special-
I give the libertarian definition of ownership. I think that's a
right,
legitimate
and that's totally
definition of
fine,
ownership,
and that's
yeah.
totally fine. But see what Open Borders is saying. He's like, hey, look, here's this definition coming out of Cornell. Ownership is the legal right to use, possess, and give away a thing. Is that your definition?
No.
Well, it's
Is
a
that his definition?
Even if it's not the definition, it's a definition that distinguishes between mere possession and ownership.
And that's fine.
That's the only point that
And
I was
what did I
making
say
with
about
that.
that? Yeah, and what did I say about that? I said that's completely fine. You just need to be clear about what your definition is so that we can work from there.
Okay, so what's the point of this entire debate then? If we just agree for the purposes of this debate, even though this is the case regardless, but even if we just agree for the purposes of this debate that ownership means the right to exclude someone from something and not just mere possession.
Because
Who
I don't
cares?
think that. Because I don't think that. I think ownership is straight up terminal possession. Right? Like what the actual common
But then why
parlance
did I
term is
just use the
talking
word
about.
possession?
Okay, so then
Why
let's
would you-
debate
Because
that.
they mean the
doesn't
same
mean anything
thing. Go
different.
back up
Why
to the
don't you say
definition. Yes,
possession?
it does. Go back up to the definitions that I gave.
Wait.
Common
Hold on. I got
parlance,
a
they are
clarifying
the
question,
same
There's a
Neuralist.
consequence to the Neuralist
Hold on.
position.
Neuralist, I got a clarifying
Is that
question.
He has no theory of law. That's the consequence. It's just a tiny consequence, is that he can't then appeal to justice. He can't say why he ought, or like why he
Sure
he
you
acts
can. We
the
just
way
haven't gotten
he
there
is.
yet.
He doesn't have that appeal. He loses.
How do you
it by
define
losing the
terminal possession? How do you differentiate terminal possession from normal possession?
Well, terminal possession is I have the full control over it. Like I have undifferentiated control over dispossession, exchange, this sort of thing.
How do you define ownership?
Right. That's how I define it. Ownership and possession are the same thing.
Wait, but you
As-
said
as
wait, but you
demonstrated-
just wait. But you just said terminal ownership. No, terminal possession and possession are
Yeah, terminal
different.
possession.
Yeah, so what's the difference between terminal
No,
possession
my
and
bad.
normal
No.
possession?
So we can just say possession for all I care. Like
So there's no difference
in the
between
case of-
terminal possession and normal possession, because you did say that there was two differences between those two. I mean, am I wrong? He did say that.
Yeah, let me clarify. I might have spoken a little too soon. Possession and ownership are the same thing. Possession is the state of having, owning, or controlling something. So if I control something, I have terminal possession of it. I should probably shouldn't
Wait,
qualify.
can you
with that. I
own
have
something
possession.
without possessing it?
No.
So you have to be possessing everything. Like, what do you mean by possessing it?
So you can't
Controlling
rent
it,
something to
having it.
someone.
No, that's not
You
what
can't
we're
rent
not there
something.
yet.
Wait. So let's
No,
say
no, we're
like,
not there yet.
do I own my monitor?
Yeah, I would say you probably do.
Yeah, but I'm not
If you
possessing
have
it.
possession of it. Yeah, if you
I'm
have
not
control of
touching it.
Yeah, you are.
What do you mean by
You have
possessing it?
control of it.
I don't have control over it. I'm not even touching it. I'm not even looking at it. I'm not doing anything with
Can
it.
you touch it?
I
can't
could.
touch it. Can you?
Well, you
I
could
can-
touch it.
I'll
Well,
let my
actually,
car-
you could touch it.
my
If you
friend
came over
over
here,
here.
you
Did
could
I
touch
know-
it.
Did I not own it?
Wait,
can
if
you
somebody
pick it up?
else,
Can you pick it
if
up?
somebody else was here and they touched it, would they own it now?
Yeah, they would be taking ownership of it. Yeah.
So
If
anytime you touch
if
something,
if
you're now the
they're-
owner of
listen,
it?
if their ability to control a thing superseded yours, they have ownership of it.
So let's say I'm playing video games on my monitor. I'm not touching it, but somebody comes up to it and then pokes it. Now they're the owner because they're using it more than
Their
me.
ability to control it supersede yours?
Well, at that moment, technically, yeah, because they're touching it and I'm not. Right?
What about the next moment? When you get up and actually
No. We're talking about that exact moment because under your definition, if somebody
they're taking control of it. That's right.
Okay, so they're the owner.
In that very moment, yeah.
Okay, got you. So even if I'm using if I'm looking at my monitor playing video games on it, but I'm not touching it, somebody comes up to it and pokes it, now they're the owner. I'm not the owner anymore.
In that very moment, yep.
Okay, got you. All right, so this is the type of person we're dealing with, guys. Here.
If they're taking control, that supersedes your ability to take control. Yes, they are owning it at that very moment, and in that regard, to that degree. Yep.
Renting something is not possible then. If I own a home and I say, here, you can have this home in exchange for a certain amount of money for over the course of any given week, then I'm no longer the owner of that home. So rent is not possible. You cannot rent something to someone because then they would just become the owner as soon as they step foot on the property.
Yeah, because they would be possessing it.
Yeah. Yeah, if they're in control of the property, yeah.
Well, then,
so then renting, you can't rent?
Of ownership because no one thinks.
Did I say you can't rent?
You just literally, you just did.
Wait, you guys are doing that same thing? No. You guys are doing that same thing.
No one thinks that.
You're just doing that same thing that I told you guys earlier is that big miscommunication in what people are talking about. I'm talking about it from a purely metaphysical perspective. What possession and ownership is control of something. Now that doesn't mean I am saying that if I have possession of something, I can't exchange it or make contracts.
Yeah, but you are the owner of that thing. If you are possessing it, you are the owner of that thing.
No.
You did just say that. Stop. You did say that. You said. Yes, you did. Stop. You did say that. You said if you are possessing something, you are the owner. Did he not just say that multiple times?
Oh, yeah, I said that. I thought you were talking about the rent thing.
So if somebody rents a house to me and then I go in there and I possess the house, I am now the owner of the house and that person who bought it is not the owner.
Correct.
So theory doesn't exist, robbery doesn't exist then. Right.
No, not without not without ethical qualification. Like what thievery actually does in an analytical a priori way imply is that somebody else was the owner of something. Now you can steal that and take ownership.
I don't get this argument. Like there's no way you
get that you don't get it.
Wait. But if you're possessing the thing, then you're the owner. But you just said if you're possessing the thing, then you're the owner. So if I go and steal something from someone, then okay, so then there's no such thing as theft. Okay, so then there's no such thing as theft.
No, what did I? No, well, hold on, Sithis. Try to understand what I'm saying to you, bro.
There's no such thing as theft.
Something. Let me try to explain it to you, bro. In a metaphysical sense, no, there is no such thing. In ethical. Wait.
We got there. There's no such thing. We did. It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good. We're
good. You do not get.
And we're the ones that are using some proprietary.
Let me go back over. No, shut up.
All right. Let him go. Hold on, Hoppy and let him go.
This is so funny. Yeah, it's so funny. Let me go back over this for you so that you understand what I'm saying to you. In a metaphysical sense, as in I take something from you, I am now the owner, as in I have full control over it. No, there's no such thing as theft because ethics isn't here yet. It's only whenever ethics comes in when we start analyzing for that.
But if you're starting from the premise
wait, hold on. Let him finish. Go ahead.
We start analyzing things on the basis of legitimacy of ownership. That's when theft comes in. Theft itself is a morally loaded term. It means to say that there was a recognized owner of something, a recognized possessor, controller of something.
Yeah, so all of this is basically just presupposing.
So what is the word? What is the word that we normally use?
In like a normative void or something, which is just not true. Like,
hold on. I got this. What is the word that we normally use to define a person who has the rightful possession of something?
I would say that they would be the legitimate owner in the sense that we have analyzed their ownership or their possession.
So there's a so if somebody is the legitimate owner of something and someone takes that thing from them simply because they possess it does not make them the owner. Is that what you're saying?
No, it makes them the owner, but it doesn't make them a legitimate owner. Because now we've moved away from the metaphysical
Wait, but
into the ethical.
So you are differentiating between possession and ownership.
No, I'm just differentiating between ethical possession and ethical ownership, and non-ethical possession and non-ethical ownership.
There's wait, but you're not. There is no differentiation between non-ethical ownership and non-ethical. No, there isn't. All right, so then explain it.
Yes, there is. Yeah. So if I take control of something, it doesn't matter if I've taken control of it in a legitimate way or a non-legitimate way. I have control over it. I have possession of it. I have ownership.
Okay, so you're the possessor, but you're not the wait. But then you're not the owner, right?
No, I am. I own it. I control it.
Okay, so then the other person. So then there's no such thing as theft.
No.
Because the second that you possess something that belongs to another person, you become the owner.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so then there's no such thing as theft.
Wait. That does not mean I become the legitimate owner. The concept of theft only comes with the concept of legitimacy of ownership, which is an ethical analysis, not a metaphysical one.
Okay, so if you are the legitimate owner and I take something, I possess something from you without your consent.
Bingo,
am I the owner?
It. Yep.
Am I the owner?
No, you're the owner. You're just the
Okay, so then
owner.
there's no such thing as theft.
No, that's what illegitimate ownership is.
Okay, but how we differentiate ownership and legitimate and illegitimate ownership is possession and ownership. Possessing something is you holding onto something.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that if you possess something, hold on, just because you possess something that's not yours does not make it you're the owner.
Yeah,
it makes you a possessor. It makes you the possessor.
No. Yeah, just because you possess something doesn't make you the legitimate possessor.
There's no such thing as a hold on. A legitimate possessor would just be an owner. A legitimate possessor would just be an owner.
Exactly. Right.
Okay, so then you're differentiating. So then you're differentiating between ownership and possession.
I need to ask a question.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
What is the point?
No,
What is the point? What is the point of having two different words, ownership and possession, if they mean the exact same thing? What is the point? Why do you need these two words? What's the difference between them?
Oh, I never said there was a point. I just said that there.
Okay, so they're the same word.
Okay, so then they're the same word, and then there's no such thing as theft.
Possession then. Just fucking say possession.
Yeah,
my guy.
So then just say possession.
Or rightful
Just
possessor.
say possession. You don't need the word ownership here.
Okay, I just said that a second ago. Remember whenever he said you possess something, and I said, yeah.
Jesus Christ, I feel like I'm talking to a toddler.
No, I feel like I'm talking to a few of them. No, so whenever you say, hey, you possess something, and I say, yeah, I possess something, that doesn't mean I possess it legitimately.
Okay, so then you are the possessor. You are the possessor.
I own it, I possess it, I control it, yeah.
Yeah, but you're not the owner.
If there's no difference between these two terms, if there's no difference between possession and ownership, then why not just say possession? I don't get this. Why obfuscate by having these two terms that mean the exact same thing? What's the point?
Hey, dude, hey, homie, I didn't write the definition of, here, let me give you the definition of these terms. Possession. The state of having, owning, or controlling something. An item of property. Something belonging to one. Here's ownership. The act, state, or right of possessing something. I didn't write these terms, bro.
Then don't, but you're differentiating between two. Yeah, but there is a differentiation. You just said it.
Waity. I'm just saying that these terms are synonymous.
No, they're not. Not even by the own definition. Not even by the definition that you just gave.
We're wrong.
Yes,
not even by the definition. No, literally, listen. Your second definition of ownership is the right to possess, whereas the other one is just having that, having something.
No, it's the act, state, or right of it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
When you possess something, you don't always have the right to it. So everything that you possess, you have the right to.
No.
Okay, so then there's a difference between possessing and owning something, yes?
No, because
no?
Because as long as
my God, I'm done.
Because as long as I have acted to own it, to possess it, or I am in the state of possessing it, that's still ownership. It's the act, state, or right of it.
Alright, man, whatever you believe.
How words work? You don't believe
whatever
it?
you
Just read
believe,
the
man.
shit.
Whatever you believe, man.
It just kicks the can
Broken
down
you
the
people.
road. It just like it actually doesn't matter. Like
Yeah, right
you're
back
being
into
hung up
your
for no
ass.
fucking reason.
You've
Like-
admitted to us that you do differentiate between ownership and possession, and yet you're saying you don't. So
I didn't. No, I didn't say that.
He did.
Why don't you
You
go ahead
did.
and steal my position? Steal me my position. No, I didn't.
you're saying that there's no difference between ownership and possession.
Correct.
Okay, we're saying that that's not possible because that would be because any time that somebody would steal something from another person, they would then be the legitimate owner of that property.
So that's that legitimate thing that you just said. That's adding the ethical aspect to it, not the metaphysical. We're just talking about
No,
what
owner.
ownership
There is
in
no
its premise.
difference between legitimate owner and owner. Oh, you are either the owner or
You just
you are
said
not.
legitimate.
Well, I'm using your terms,
no.
but our terms are the actual terms are there is no difference between legitimate ownership and non-ownership. You are either the owner or you are not the owner.
All right, let me hop in
Okay,
here. Do you see how insane it is for you to claim that your definitions are based on like the common consensus or social consensus when the idea that people would say, if I stole someone's wallet, I'm the owner of that wallet. Absolutely no one that I've ever met in like any civilization that I've ever been to would say, yep, that's correct. You are the owner of that wallet that you stole from someone else.
Yeah,
no
but
one
I would.
thinks.
I would say that. Yeah, but yeah, I would say
Well,
you definitely are the
you
owner.
admit that you're the one with the proprietary definition. Do you admit that, right?
No, because I am in the act. Like, say I steal your wallet, I am in the state of owning and possessing your wallet.
Yeah, but you're not the
What is
owner.
owning-
That doesn't.
Why would you say
No,
owning and
no, I'm not
possessing
the
if they mean the
legitimate
same
owner.
thing?
And why would you say owning and possessing?
Owning, possessing, controlling—they're all the same thing.
Okay,
control
but it's
of
not the same thing. Owner means
That's what I'm trying to say.
means that you are the
You're the one
legitimate
making the
possessor of that good.
The
Ownership
legitimate one? What does that mean?
That
what are you talking about? You're adding that ethical layer.
Okay, so
yes, ownership is necessarily an ethical term. It
Yeah.
means legitimate.
It's
It
not.
means legitimate control over
It does
something.
not
That's what it
mean
means.
that, dude.
Yes,
It
it
means
does.
that for you.
well, it means
No,
that you have the
just
right to
means
exclude
for
that
you.
good from another person.
No, it does not mean that. It just means that for you, which is totally fine. It's just you needed to be clear about that, which
I've been clear about that
You're
from the
actually
beginning
clear
of this
about
fucking conversation.
Okay, so then you understand what I'm telling you is that.
Well, I
your
understand what you're
definition-
telling me. I'm just telling you you're wrong.
Your
Do that again, and I'll
definition
mute
has
you, bro.
no-
Don't do that again.
Don't
Go ahead.
interrupt me again.
Do you want me to mute
Your
or?
definition. Dude, you gonna quit? Your definition has normativity loaded into it. Legitimacy. Legitimacy of possession. Legitimacy of control.
Yep,
Legitimacy
okay.
of ownership.
But
That's
you
your
can't
problem.
be.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You can't
don't
be
get
the.
it.
You can't be the owner if you're not. There's no way to. There's no distinction between ownership and possession if you are not the person who is capable of or has the ability to use that as opposed to another person. That's what differentiates
Ability,
it.
capable of, that's
Or the right.
metaphysical. That's
There's the
moral.
right there.
There we go. Now, the moment that you get into talking about rights and legitimacy, that's where the ethical comes in, dude. I want you to understand this. I hope that you get this, Me and you have been talking for a little while. I'm on your side, dude.
I understand, but you're
You
just
just
incorrect.
don't-
You believe
you
that
just
ownership.
don't-
If you believe that ownership and possession are the
No,
same
I'm
thing,
not.
then you're just incorrect. You're just
no,
incorrect.
I'm not. I just don't load my terminology.
I'm not loading
Stuff
my
that I'm trying-
terminology.
You are.
No,
bro.
I'm not.
You're saying that. Well, let me go over it for you so that
Okay,
you can
go
see
ahead.
how you are. You are saying it's not mere possession; it's legitimate possession. You understand that legitimacy is an ethical analysis.
I
So
mean-
if you say it's legitimate possession, that's what ownership is, then
Okay.
you have ethically loaded the term, and there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to be clear about that's what you're doing.
I mean, if that's what you want to say, then that's what you want to say. But either way, ownership is different from possession, fundamentally. It's not the same word.
No, let me repackage that in another way so that you can understand what I'm saying to you, because you're not entirely
No, the only
wrong.
point,
I'm saying
that I made
possession
in this
and
whole
legitimate
conversation,
possession are
the
different.
only point that I made in this whole conversation is that ownership and possession are not the same thing. That's all I've made. The only argument I've made through this whole discussion.
The problem is, in terms of common parlance, you're not correct.
I don't
So
care
what
what
did I say at the
I don't care what common parlance
Yeah,
believes.
that's right. That's totally fine. But you have to be the one if you're gonna depart from common parlance to.
I've
you
said
have to be the
so.
one
I
to-
told you from the beginning. This is the libertarian definition of ownership.
Again, and that's fine. You just have to
Okay,
be
so then
clear
there's
about what
no.
you're doing, and
I've
I'm
made
trying
it
to
very
tell you
clear. I know that
why-
you have a hard time understanding things, I guess,
have
but I've
not
made it
been
very.
trying at all.
I've made it very clear from the beginning of this
You don't know what you're
discussion
bro,
that I've
Sid,
used
I'm
the
hearing
libertarian the definition of this word.
Sid, you've been talking to Daddy this whole time. I haven't had a problem understanding anything.
Okay, so then there's no end of discussion.
I'm just trying to. No, it doesn't have to be the end of the discussion. We can keep going with this in a very positive sense. I'm saying that with the reason why these conversations between people like Lego and Zulu and how you and I have interacted and a couple of us here, why this keeps devolving into shit is because we are operating from different terminologies.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with your term.
That's
There's
beautiful.
nothing wrong with your terminology.
I don't care.
But here's the problem. Oh, you don't care?
No, I don't.
Okay, so then you concede the defeat to Lego?
I'm not debating Lego right now.
You're debating Lego's position.
I'm not debating Lego at all.
I'm giving you Lego's position.
I'm not debating
Yeah,
anyone
I'm giving
right
you
now.
his I'm literally giving you his position right now.
I mean, if that's what you want to believe, then you can believe that. I don't really care about what you think. I'm trying to move
Why
on.
should I care more for the lazy fucking poor? Why the fuck should I do that?
Why should I pay more for the lazy poor? Actually,
Why should I care more, let alone pay more?
I don't know that you're asking me that question. I don't care about lazy poors.
Well, I'll need a normatively loaded definition of care. That's what I'll need. You know what I mean? Like ownership.
All right, is that it?
Shit. If you want it to be, it doesn't have to be, but it's up to you.
V, do you have anything you want to say?
No.
Good.
I don't think so.
You're all fatigued now.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've been at this for like 2-3 hours now, so.
Very,
I could
very,
go for 6 more.
very productive debate.
Yeah, this wasn't productive at all, honestly.
We just argued about definitions, which is the most useless,
And then
thing you can argue about.
And then they ended up agreeing with me, of course, because I'm always right. I'm still the greatest ANCAP, right?
No, I'm the only one here, actually.
You're an ANCAP?
Yeah, I'm the only
He's an ANCAP in name only.
No, I'm the only one.
Well, you're saying I'm not an ANCAP? That's what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
I'm not an ANCAP? Why do you say that?
No. Well, because you haven't actually gotten there to the idea of non-violation through your own, like, I don't know, like self-generated ideas. You're borrowing these ideas from other people, including the idea of ownership. It's like this weird definition that you just sort of incorporated, but you don't know why you've done that.
Where
You
did
don't
you
understand.
where did you hear the word possession from?
The English.
Yeah, but wait, who made that?
Hundreds of millions of people.
Oh, wait, so you're getting your ideology from other people? Wow, you didn't come up with your
No,
own
no,
word?
just the word.
Wow. What an idiot.
Just the word.
What a fucking idiot. You hear this guy? He heard the word possession from another person.
Why don't you cam up, bro?
This guy doesn't have. I'm live streaming. This guy over here is trying to. This guy over here, okay, is fucking trying to say that he came up with his own ideology, but he's using other people's words that he heard from other people. So you know what? It seems to me. It seems to me that you're not really.
Come on,
cam
can you
up.
say this?
I'm pretty sure I can cam up. Hold on.
Is it live streaming right
I'm live streaming, but okay, here you go. There you go.
Come on, bro. Hey, bro, just because I have a definition that I've
Yeah, but you got it from other people.
English language. No, that's fine. What you have not gotten is
But you
your
didn't
own
make it.
ideas
When you attributed it to me, you didn't make it seem like it was fine.
Interrupt me.
Yeah, but you made it seem like it wasn't fine when you said it when you attributed it to me, huh?
Yeah, well, like whenever you say, I'm going to use this proprietary definition of this word from just this one source, right? And it's not parlance.
Well, I agree with that, sir. I agree with the source. I can't agree with the source.
That's fine.
Okay, what's wrong with
That's
that?
fine. You can.
Okay.
What you need to understand is that there's a difference between, like I say, a normatively loaded word and just kind of like a descriptive. Like, so if I say rock, right, and I give a definition,
It doesn't
that
matter
sort
if
of
I'm right.
Points to like, it matters if you're right, dude.
No.
Yeah, it matters if you're right.
I am right, though.
What do you mean it doesn't matter if you're?
I said it doesn't matter because I'm right. It doesn't matter because I'm right.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it doesn't matter if I'm right. That's
No,
what it
I'm saying
sounds
it doesn't matter because I'm right. That's what I meant to say.
like. Okay. Why are you right? Says who?
Because it's the most, well, and no one says nobody. It says me. That's me.
Okay, cool. Why? So then, why are you right?
Well, because because it makes sense. Ownership is the right to control a scarce resource. Nobody else, I mean, I can't think of any other definition that would make more sense.
So not the legitimate right to.
Well, the right would saying right would entail it being legitimate. Like,
No, wouldn't it just entail me enforcing my right onto you? Like, so if I came to you and I said, I'm taking all your shit, and I asserted the right to.
okay, well then the
And you couldn't
legitimate.
stop
Okay, how
me.
about that? The legitimate right to control or exclude another person from a scarce resource. Is that better?
The legitimacy, okay. Yes, it is much better, because now you're committing to the normative language that's in your definition.
Yeah.
Which is
because I'm right.
you need to do.
Listen, everyone believes.
right?
Everyone believes in this definition, whether they say it or they don't.
I
Whether
don't
they
think
say
so.
they do. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay, so
I
how
think
can you
ownership
disagree with that?
Well, because I think ownership is control of something.
Oh, well, the thing is, if somebody took control over your body, would it then make it yours? Theirs?
Yeah, they would be in control of me. They would be in possession of me. They would own
Oh,
me.
so
yeah.
slavery is legitimate.
I didn't say it was legitimate. I said that they would own me.
Well, that's. I mean, what is ownership then? Is it not a legitimate owner? The right to a legitimate?
No, it's just possession and control. It's just possession and control.
Okay, so then
Ownership
why are
I
you
have
using
this
the word
thing, it's the
ownership?
state of me having.
Then why are you using the word
Why
ownership? You
wouldn't
might as well
I?
just
They're
use the
all
word
synonymous.
possession. Because it's not the same
They're all
word.
the same thing.
It's not the
Yes,
same word.
They are, dude.
No, it's not.
Okay, so then let's play with your idea here. Let's say ownership was differentiated from possession in one way. What do you think that is?
The legitimacy of the person.
Legitimacy,
Yeah.
exactly. The ethical dynamic. So you
Mhm.
have one word, possession, that just describes it on a metaphysical level. This is what is taking place descriptively. The only thing that differentiates that from ownership, which is literally what everybody's been trying to get across to everybody tonight, is the ethical analysis, legitimacy of it,
Mhm.
the reasoning behind it. Why should you have that and not me? That's a completely separate analysis. What people like Lego are talking about.
Okay, so then there is a
how
difference
society-
between ownership and possession. Thank you for proving my point.
No. There's just a difference between possession and legitimate possession.
Which is ownership.
It's not ownership. If you look at the word
Okay,
ownership,
I disagree
all it
with- yeah,
states
I
is the
disagree with you.
The act, state, or right.
Yeah, you're
of,
just wrong.
Of possession.
Why conflate
No, I'm not.
possession and ownership when you can just say owner
They're
and
the
possessor
fucking
or thief?
same thing. Just go.
Because
literally
then why
look at the
different?
fucking
Why
definition.
then why would you say legitimate possessor? What is that? If it's not just a possessor,
Just say owner.
Because
that's just the owner.
Because I could own a stick, or I could kill a guy and take the stick.
Yeah, but would you be the
Then you're the
legitimate? Would you be
possessor.
the legitimate possessor of that thing if you stole it from them?
No.
Okay, so then how is legitimate possessor any different than ownership?
Go back over what you just asked me. If I killed somebody and took it, would I be the legitimate owner of it? No, I would just be the owner of it. You see?
No, you said
There's
legitimate possessor. You're not legitimate owner. You said legitimate
You can use
possessor.
possessor, controller. These are all
No.
synonymous terms,
Okay,
dude.
so then you're differentiating between possessor and legitimate possessor, right?
Yes, exactly. Or
Okay,
owner and
so
legitimate owner.
okay, so
controller and
your
legitimate
word
controller,
when you
they're
say
all
legitimate possessor, when you say that, you mean ownership. You're the owner.
No, that's what you mean, and that's
Okay,
totally
then
fine.
I'm
All
done.
you
I'm
mean
done.
by ownership
I'm done.
is just legitimate possession.
V, you understand where I'm coming from, right? Like this is a pretty
But do
easy
you
thing to
understand where I'm
understand.
coming from?
No, because you're wrong. You're just incorrect.
About what? What am I wrong
I've already
about?
told you already. You just have a hard time understanding.
No,
I don't know why.
You guys just seem to. I understand very well. The problem is you think that I'm conflating between terms that are literally synonymous. The differentiation between them is something that you're making, which is legitimate.
You're making a differentiation. You're saying legitimate owner, possessor, and non-possessor. You're saying legitimate possessor and non-possessor.
No, that's
if
what
there
you're
was no
saying.
such thing
No,
as if there was no distinction, you wouldn't even say legitimate possessor.
Shit.
You would just say possessor.
No, you're saying that what owner means is legitimate possessor. I'm saying owner, possessor, controller, all same thing. All same thing.
Okay, so
You're
then
saying
don't
that- no,
differentiate
there's
the
a
word.
difference.
Then don't differentiate them.
Why wouldn't I? They're all the
Because
same thing.
then you can't differentiate them if they are the same thing. How could you differentiate them if they mean the same thing?
Yes, that's right. They're all just synonyms. Bro.
Okay, so then
The
don't
only person who
differentiate
did it-
them.
I don't. I use them.
Yes, you
synonymously.
did.
You're
You
saying
said there's a
that-
difference between legitimate possessor and non-legitimate possessor. Did you not?
Yeah, that's right.
So then you
No,
differentiated. So then you differentiated between a possessor and a legitimate possessor. Correct?
No, I
Wait, stop. You
No,
legit? Did you
no,
legitimate? Did you
possessor.
stop? Listen. Did you differentiate between a possessor and a legitimate possessor? Yes or no?
No, I didn't.
You didn't? Okay, so then there's no difference between a legitimate possessor and a normal possessor.
That's not what I said.
That's
not
okay. So then you are differentiating between a legitimate possessor.
No, I'm not.
Then there is no difference.
No, I'm saying that what you're calling ownership is only differentiated.
No. That's not the question that I asked you. It's a very simple question. Is there a differentiation?
I know, reject.
Is there a differentiation between a legitimate possessor and a non-legitimate possessor? Is there a differentiation? Yes or no?
Yeah, and that's what you're calling
Okay.
ownership.
Yes, there is a differentiation.
Yep, and it's what
Okay,
you're
so then
calling-
there's two definitions. You're using two definitions for these words.
Nope.
Okay, so then there is no differentiation.
No, I'm saying that you're saying there is a differentiation.
No,
And
I'm
that-
asking you if there is one, and you're saying yes.
You're on. Let's go back over this.
Is there
I'm
a
saying that
differentiation between legitimate ownership and non-legitimate ownership? Yes or no?
Yeah, that differentiation is what you're calling ownership.
Yeah, is there a differentiation between legitimate possession and non-possession legitimate?
Yeah, one of them is metaphysical and one of them is ethical.
Okay, so
Yep.
then there
And
is a
then you're calling
differentiation.
ownership-
So there is a differentiation between the two words. Yes?
Which two words?
Legitimate possession and just possession.
Those what?
Is there a differentiation between the word possession and legitimate possession?
Those aren't two. Those are literally two separate words, legitimate and possession.
Okay, so that
But
is there a
legitimate possession
is there
not
a
different
is there a differentiation between
Come on, Garrett. Come on,
is there a
Garrett.
differentiation
Garrett, come
between
on.
legitimate possessor and possessor? Yes
Come on,
or
Garrett, you gotta
no?
do- Come on, Garrett.
Yeah,
you got
big
this.
difference. Yeah.
Okay, so there is a differentiation. Yes or no?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, so then those two words don't mean the same thing.
Yeah, those two don't.
Okay, so then there is a differentiation between a person who legitimately possesses something and a person who just possesses it, correct?
Right.
We consider the person who legitimately possesses the thing to be the owner. So there is
yes,
okay. So then you agree. So you agree there is a differentiation. There is a difference between a possessor and a owner, correct?
No.
Oh my god! I'm done.
You should.
I'm done.
Garrett,
I'm
what
done.
the fuck are you debating? What the fuck are you debating?
I'm done.
I was trying to help
Smith,
Lego out here.
should I?
Go ahead if you want. You could go ahead. I'm done. Go ahead.
Garrett, what is it? What is it?
Oh, Warmish, that's you. I didn't even know you were here. Hi, how are you?
Hi. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Sounds like I need to debate Garrett because Garrett annoying you.
I bet Warm, you and I could probably get to the bottom of this in 10 seconds, bro.
Okay, let's. What is it? What is it?
Check it out. Ownership, I declare. Possession, control. These are all sort of synonymous terms. What Sithis here is describing as ownership is sort of ethically loaded with legitimacy. So if you own
Also, me and you
something
gonna have the
within
same
our-
opinion, Garrett. Me and you can just go have the same opinion. I
yeah,
see it.
I thought
Okay, I
we'd
see
get
it.
to
No, I see it. Even though we
I thought we'd
respectfully
get to the bottom-
disagree, even though we respectfully disagree on the terms, we're gonna agree just because. Is that what I'm hearing here?
Yeah, basically, I figured that we'd get to the bottom of it in no time. No, I'm just saying, possession and ownership are synonymous.
They are
what he's
synonymous.
saying is that no ownership is the legitimacy of possession. I'm saying that's totally fine. Totally fine if you want to believe that.
both of them mean the same shit.
They both mean the same shit.
Synonyms. That's all they are. They're synonyms.
Yeah, that's
I
what you
literally
believe,
have it
Warmish?
posted in the chat. No, it's just what it is, dude.
Warmish, so that's what you
It's
believe?
synonyms. It's synonyms. That's all it is. It's just
So
a synonym.
ownership and possession does so if I possess something, I am the owner of that thing?
Yeah.
So if I possess you, am I the owner of you?
Bruh.
I mean, under technicality, if we go by the definition.
Yeah, so that I could just do whatever I want to you.
No, that's
I mean,
that's
I
where
would
your
disagree.
normative
I mean,
steps
Okay,
come
so-
I mean, if we want to get into the actual like ethical
Okay,
side.
so okay,
yeah,
okay,
I
wait.
disagree.
Okay, so exactly. So when we're talking about ownership, we're talking about who has the right to possess that good, right?
I mean, but you know my opinion on
Okay,
this.
listen, I understand your opinion, but there is a differentiation.
I mean, I
Yes, there
disagree.
is a differentiation.
I
There must.
disagree.
So people don't have a right to possess things?
I mean, people have a right to possess. I mean,
Okay,
it's
so
the
then
same
you.
word.
So
It's the same word.
Is there? Listen to me. Is there a difference between rightfully possessing something and not rightfully possessing something?
I mean, you're just possessing something.
So there is no difference.
I mean, you're just possessing something.
That's. Is there a difference? Is there a difference? I understand you're possessing something, but are you doing it in a? Are you doing it in a right way, or are you doing it in? Is there a right way to possess something, or a wrong way?
Is there a right way?
I would say so. I would say,
I mean, I know you would-
possessing
I know
somebody
you-
without their consent when they haven't harmed anyone would be wrong. I would say they're not the rightful owner of that
unless you're
person.
into some BDSM kinky shit.
Yeah,
then
maybe, but hey,
that's
but
maybe I'm okay with it.
but listen, there's a difference between rightfully possessing something and just possessing something.
I mean,
Of course there is.
I'd
Of course
say-
there
I would
is.
say- I mean, hold on.
Wait
I
a
would
second,
say-
Warmish.
Of course
What?
there is.
What, Garrett?
Of course there is, but of course there is. But what he's asking isn't in terms of metaphysics. Like if I just possess something, it doesn't matter if I've done it justly or unjustly or
You're
rightfully or
owning it.
wrongfully, right?
No,
But
I
what he's
disagree.
asking you, is there a difference between rightfully and wrongly?
I
And that's a
mean,
different
I mean
analysis.
that's where
Yeah, so rape isn't that bad.
Garrett, that's
It's so
where-
long as you got the
that's-
strength.
I mean, Garrett, that's where me and you would disagree. But I will agree with you on the premise. We would disagree on the outcome.
Well, no.
No, Warmish, you just disagree with him. That's just what it is. You just disagree.
I agree. No, I
you
agree
don't
with Garrett
agree.
here.
You do
No,
not
I
agree.
agree with Garrett
Okay,
here.
so then, okay.
I do.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because if you did, listen to me. Do you believe that there's a difference between rightfully possessing and not rightfully possessing? Could I just grab you up and do whatever I want with you whenever I want?
I mean, under technicality, you
I could, but would there be something wrong with that?
Yeah, but it would be
depends
ethical.
on
It wouldn't
depends
be
on the
something about the definition.
depends on the
Would
context.
you consider that to be wrong?
Yes, it would just be ethical.
I mean, without my
That's what
consent,
you're-
of course.
Okay, so
Picking
you
me
would
up
consider
without my
that
consent,
to
of
be an illegitimate possession of another. You would consider that to be an illegitimate ownership of that thing, correct?
Well, no one owns me, so
Well, you own you, right?
do I own myself? I don't know. Like I'm trolling a little. Sis. Let me
Oh my god, you're killing me. Sorry, you're making me laugh.
I can't believe educated grown men can't understand what it is I'm trying
No,
to convey.
Garrett, I'm
I understand what you're
both of
saying,
you at
you're
the
just
same-
wrong.
I'm trolling the fuck out of
About
both of you at the same time.
About what? That ownership and possession are different?
Yeah, they are different. Yes.
Yeah, I mean yes they are.
Are they only?
I mean there is
wait,
a there
hold
is
on. Are
a
they- wait. Are they only different because ownership is legitimate possession?
Yes.
No, I would actually give you a completely different answer on it.
And I'm right. That's what I've been saying all along.
I'd give you a no, I'd give you on a different
That's your
answer.
No, you're not right. You are different. No, you're agreeing with me and what you're differentiating it. You're literally differentiating it and then saying you're right. You're not right. You're literally differentiating the two.
Your position, I'm saying that your position is the only differentiation between possession and ownership is literally just possession, legitimate possession.
Yeah, no.
Even though that's not what parlance
Well, how do you own something? I don't care about parlance. Why do you keep bringing up parlance? I'm not a fucking government enjoyer. I don't fucking care about the lazy poor.
Hey, I'm the government enjoyer.
Okay, I am not a government enjoyer. I don't give a shit what the government says.
Why should I pay more
for the lazy fucking poor? Listen.
No, make Garrett. No. Make Garrett pay more.
Make Garrett pay more for the lazy poor. He is a lazy poor.
Make Garrett pay way more.
Make him pay more and make me pay less.
Take the degree of Garrett's and give it to someone who does not need it. That's what we need to do.
Who deserves it? They need it. They deserve it.
Just some random uneducated man. Just give it to them.
You piss me on.
Look, sometimes it's okay to have an unserious trolling.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. I'm just messing. I know. It's fine. Oh, I don't know if you know, but I've been live streaming this whole time.
But to be serious, I mean, I would agree that they can be synonymous, but I would say that the differential comes from a ethical and comes from a law perspective. It depends on your ethical and law perspective.
Yeah, you believe like you distinguish between ownership and possession, but you believe ownership is defined by like a social recognition of something. I would assume, right?
To an extent, yeah.
Yeah, got you.
Whereas I'm saying that you're going to have to qualify them all. In my position, you're going to have to qualify them all.
Yeah,
with
but you're
some
wrong.
sort of
So.
Legitimacy factor. No, bro, you're wrong.
Look,
you actually think
if we're doing if we're doing legitimacy, if we're gonna go all the way back to like let's say some random plot of land in North America, that land more than likely, depending on where you're at, would go back to the Native Americans. If we're being just straight up honest.
I mean, if you could point to me a land that was owned by a Native American who has the title, and you can take that land back from those people and give it to those people who are indeed still alive, or their ancestors.
I would.
You know, hey, then I'd be down. I'd have no problem with that. But you know, I don't think it's always that simple.
It's not. But I would say I would love if certain aspects of Appalachia would be perfectly returned back to the Cherokee tribes. I would love that.
Well, see, the Cherokee are fine up here. They're actually thriving.
The Cherokee are fucked where I'm at.
Where are you at, dude?
They keep getting government handouts.
In one area of North Carolina they're fine, but in the other area of North Carolina they're not fine.
We need to get rid of their government handouts.
Bro. Hey, bro, we live in Appalachia. Look, homies in Appalachia, like myself or yourself, should know by now that most of us are fucked. Have been for quite some time.
Yeah, no,
Have you been through the deep parts of southern West Virginia?
Oh, it's bad.
Eastern Kentucky?
No, I know.
Yeah, it's terrible.
My grandmother lived in one of the worst counties in all of the United States for majority of her life.
Well, like McDowell or something over in West Virginia?
McDowell. Yeah, McDowell.
How did I know that? It's like I'm a fucking genius.
Well, also McDowell is I would say the worst county in West Virginia.
Yeah, it's like the
West Virginia.
It's like the worst one.
It's so bad. It's for the area. So specifically with that county, my thing that actually upsets me about it is there's some land that if it was used properly, it actually wouldn't economically be bad. But because it's never used and it's always fucked over, nothing gets done.
But Warmish, do me a favor. Take some seconds here to use your brilliant powers of observation, which you and I both know you have, and think about all of the no man's land that you have passed through in Appalachia. Across Kentucky, across West Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina.
It's
bad. Just the endless acres, the endless miles of acres of unused land that you can't homestead. You can't go up there and homestead that. Who
You
owns
should
that
be able.
shit?
You should be able to. You should be able to.
I agree.
Yeah.
Bingo. I agree. I
Yeah.
think just
Warm
the
is just an
state owning
ANCAP
shit
now.
in the cult.
I'm not an ANCAP. I'm not an ANCAP. Look.
We're gonna
I'm
convert
not,
you.
But when it comes, no. But when it comes to very certain issues, I am, especially like when it comes to Appalachia, I do have this like fuck the government approach because
Hell
the government
yeah.
has completely fucked over Appalachia.
You were trying to
Good,
tell me
yeah.
the other
Well-
day that you enjoy going to the DNB.
What? No
she tried
way.
to tell me, oh, I enjoy going to the DMV.
Hey, the DMV is fun. The
No,
DMV
it's
is fun. Yes, it is.
Hell no. I'll kill my.
Warmish is a different.
She is a
breed.
government. She is a
different-
government enjoyer, and at the.
I am a government. Yes, Garrett's the. I think I find it funny. Like out of everyone, and this isn't like a dig at you or Sithis or anything.
Yeah, that's
I would
fine.
like to know the fact that I think Garrett's one of the first people when they first met me who could smell what I was. I was like, damn, damn.
You smelly government enjoyer.
Well, look, dude. I focus on the practical side of people. Like, I don't mind getting lost in theory and logic and all this good stuff, but man, I can really point out the people that have a practical brain.
But you know what's funny? So this, if we were to talk about music, I think me and you would probably agree a lot.
I like death metal.
Based.
I mean, I'm more of
You
a,
like
I'm more of a metalcore guy myself.
Do you guys like?
I do like
Polyphia?
metalcore. I like deathcore. I like all of it. Honestly, I love metal.
You guys heard Polyphia? You ever heard of them?
No.
Polyphia isn't bad.
I've been listening to a lot of
I
Arcspire. I like them a lot. Those guys are
Arcspire.
crazy good.
Check them out.
Yeah, they're crazy good.
Polyphia
Dude,
isn't
you know
bad. Okay.
You know what I've been listening to recently as sort of a throwback? Through the Fires and the Flame.
That whole album is good.
And it's so good, man.
Yeah.
I haven't revisited that for a decade.
I think
and
it's like
recently
Inhuman
I
Rampage
revisited
or
it.
something. That was a really good
Uh-huh.
album. Yeah, that whole album is good.
It's so goddamn good.
Mhm. And
I've
then
been
everything
listening to
after
a
it
lot
is
of-
like, all right.
I've been listening to a lot of Architects recently.
Architects?
Yeah.
Oh, very interesting.
Check them out.
I like This Town Needs Guns. I love them a lot. They're really good.
But no, I saw you guys had a large fucking debate earlier, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, Liquid Zulu was debating Lego, and I was moderating
you
for a
need
bit.
okay. To be fair, I might disagree with ANCAPs, and I do disagree with you guys a lot. I actually do think you would find me debating one of the ANCAPs. You'd find a little interesting, to say the least.
I'll send me the link.
Bob,
It'd
have
be
you ever
interesting 'cause you go
seen
off
me?
on
Have you
so
ever?
many different tangents. love
I
it.
think I know who you're talking about, Bob.
Yeah. So Garrett, you've seen me debate Bob, right?
Is that the
I haven't
the
seen it, no.
evolutionary-
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Bob. Or is it ANCAP
And Cat
Bobby?
Bob. Yeah.
ANCAP.
Oh, yeah, moron kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
So
Me and Bobby actually.
So he wanted.
Sorry. Go on. Sorry.
He wants to debate on two sides. He wants me to debate the ethics of Kanye West or some econ shit. And I think I'm do the Kanye shit. But
Ethics
just
was with
perpetually
Kanye
troll him
West.
the entire
I
time.
think you would have so much more fun doing Kanye shit because like the other stuff is just tired. And...
That's the thing I've debated him enough to where I already know where, and I've gotten him to at least admit a couple of times he doesn't really give a fuck. So I'd rather debate Kanye West because then I can just make fucking Kanye Nazi jokes the entire time.
What's so fun, bro, is I actually recently, me and Cat Bobby were in a discussion together, and he's been one of those guys that if I jump into a chat, he runs away.
He does, no, because remember what I said to you specifically, Garrett, about a lot of ANCAPs? A lot of them, at least my opinion, a lot of them, I'd rather, even though I don't like debating you, Sithis, To be fair, at least you understand what you're talking about. I find that a lot of I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
being
you're good.
honest.
Hey, I take that as a good thing. So thank you.
I think a lot of
You should.
I think a lot of ANCAPs, at least a lot of the ones, especially the dolphin, the SILCAP ANCAP as well. Those two don't understand their theory at all.
Yeah.
So all I do is I run because Garrett's seen this. I will just run in I will go off the most fucking basic ass tangents I can, and I just obfuscate them the entire time. Oh well, we need to talk about this. No, we're going to talk about a different thing. Oh well, we need to. No, I'll just move you to something else. They're so easy to fucking move. Like not move their opinions, but just move off of things. I'm considering doing that again.
Yeah, we should debate again.
Hey! I want a 2v1 those two. I actually want a 2v1 those two.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't think you were ready
Here's
for the
the thing
debate
about-
with me because I actually know I'm not gonna sit here and toot my own horn, but I do a lot of reading on anarcho-capitalism.
Well, I mean, actually, Garrett, if we could get those two in there, I'd be willing to just do a 2v2 with me and you, even though I am not an ANCAP. I'd rather
Also,
at
what's
least.
so fun about me and the NCAPs, bro, is that they don't realize that I have come to anarcho-capitalism from my own philosophy. And
Yeah, but
so
you don't
whenever
use
they
your
go
own
toe-to-toe
words.
with me, yeah, I really do.
Wait, where'd you get the word libertarian
See?
from?
Oh, it's just like this
Where-
word that's defined.
Yeah, but where'd you
There's
hear it
already
from?
a definition. Oh, from you. From
Where'd you learn
me.
about free markets from?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, I've
Oh,
been
so
hearing about it
so wait,
since I
you're
was a
telling me
kid.
that you heard it from somebody else and then you'd adopted it as your own ideology? Wow.
No.
What?
I actually I created.
What?
I created a system of thought, not just like I didn't define any words. Like just because the language that I'm using is the language that I'm using, doesn't mean I didn't take the language that I'm using to create my own system of thought. And I'm saying that I'm coming to ANCAP from my own system of thought that I've developed. It's not Murray Rothbard's. It's not Rand's. It's not Hoppus. It's
Rand.
not any of these guys. Rand's dope, dude.
I like Rand, but I don't agree with her on everything. She believes in intellectual
Well, nobody
property.
should. She also believes in abortion, which is also disgusting.
And she's like interventionist.
Yeah, I'm an evictionist.
Not really.
Oh, beer.
Not really. I don't think she's really an interventionist. Like, so basically, with her, she's like, it should only be interventionist in the sense of like, there's a clear-cut benefit to the intervention, and like you have actually been wronged.
Who gets to determine that?
The head of state, basically.
No, well, I don't think they're a very good
No, I get
measuring
that.
stick.
Like I said, I'm an ANCAP. I'm not a minarchist, not totally. Now, there's a practical side to me that says, well, wait a second, can we actually eradicate human psychopathology from the world? No, therefore, state. Can't help it. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that everything that this woman postulated as an idea was what's up. But she had a lot of things fucking right.
I hope Zulu's not mad at me for muting him. And
I don't know why he would be. I'm not mad at you for muting me. I doubt Lego's mad at you for muting him.
no, I know.
Yeah.
They were getting really
you wanna
fucking
keep
heated,
Gurley
bro.
and-
They were getting really heated, bro.
Bro,
Right.
I keep trying to tell you guys why. It's why me and Mike got heated recently on the topic of free will. It's like, dude, there's people that are operating from different definitions of shit. Like, I call it Wittgenstein's curse. Wittgenstein brought this up literally back in like 1930.
Liechtenstein?
Like,
Okay, he's the cousin of Hayek.
And
Now
a
you
friend
know.
of Hitler's.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Nah, but he's a goat.
Yeah.
He's a goat.
Yeah, he is a goat, man.
He's not that bad, I
one of
promise.
us. No, he's badass, dude. But he had this idea that basically we're all kind of coming to things from different, what he called language games, which is basically like, essentially we're defining all of our terms based on like these weird hinge propositions that like are not the same between each other. So like if you say the word capitalism, you might be meaning the extraction of surplus labor from, workers. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a mode of society wherein which we respect individual property rights in exchange thereof. And if I'm talking to a guy that thinks it's surplus labor extraction, you and I aren't having a discussion whenever we talk about capitalism. So sorry. Not happening. And the more that we talk, the more frustrated that we get with one another.
Yes.
And I call this Wittgenstein's curse because it's absolutely fucking true.
Property is theft.
Yeah, property is theft. Exactly. I think theft is property.
Property is theft. That doesn't make any sense.
It does, depending on your definitions.
I mean,
Exactly. Bingo.
I mean, I would consider. I don't know. That doesn't make sense.
Because
Seems like
when
a stolen
Proudhon said
concept.
property is theft, he clarified that he meant exploitation by use of property, which
He also said property is destiny. Is that what he said too?
no, I think it was property is liberty, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, liberty. That's right. Property is theft and property is liberty.
He says a lot of
Doesn't
weird
that seem
things
a little contradictory? Yeah.
because he's but
Fucking
that's because he's a continental.
Well, no, he's just a recovering commie.
Probably.
He's trying to get there in his own way.
I mean, he didn't like.
Any of you
Marx.
guys play World of Warcraft? Yo, bro, you should get Warmane V. Download
You're
Warmane.
glazing World of Warcraft, bro.
You should play Warmane, bro. It's free. And it aligns with our anarchist values because it's a pirated copy of the video game.
Piracy is based.
Yeah, it is based. I've actually made a TikTok about that recently. I've just been making TikToks.
So look, you're making TikToks. Look, get off that Chinese shit, bro.
I upload my TikToks to my YouTube too, so.
Well, I'm not gonna watch them, you fucking commie.
Well. Then suck my balls.
What do you think about that?
How about you
Eat
suck
your
my
own
balls?
bitch. Look, bitch, your body, my choice.
Whoa, take it easy.
I own your body.
Just
I can
kidding.
do whatever.
I am the owner. I thought it was kind of funny when it was like I kind of got a little bit frustrated. I was like, I'm the moderator.
Yeah, we all got a kick out of that, just so you know.
Yeah, bro. Zulu was not letting up at all, bro.
Him and Lego have this weird thing. It's weird. I've watched a ton of Zulu's discussions with people. None of them get him riled quite like Lego does. And I like that.
Lego has a thing about there's something about Lego that he just really he has a way of getting under people's skin.
Well, he's been doing philosophy now for about 3 years. He's getting real good at it.
Need to
You have
read more
understand, man,
Rothbard.
people that do philosophy are gadflies by nature. We poke and we prod and we sting people. Right in their nethers, right in their little testicles, where they don't want to be prodded. This is part of our way.
My package is out for delivery.
It's about to get stolen.
Oh, bro. Better be out here for...
I'm about to come take that package, sting that package, and then hand deliver it to you. What's that?
Bro, I got a bunch of fucking fruit flies in my house, so I got myself one of those electronic zappers. So, I could kill them. You just leave it on, and then they kind of just go fly into it with the light. There's a light in it that they fly into, and then when they fly into it, they get electrocuted, and it's pretty epic.
When did this debate even start? The Zulu debate.
Started at I think it was like 4 o'clock.
That tells me nothing. Bro.
Oh, 8 hours ago.
Okay.
I mean, 4 hours ago. I said, I'm sorry. 4 hours ago.
Okay. I joined in the middle of it, and all I heard was shouting.
Yeah, they were. Well, there was a formal debate, and then there was like a second debate. There was like an open sort of thing
Oh.
going on.
Yeah.
And I was kind of moderating that.
Mhm.
Praximus was moderating the beginning, and then I was moderating the second part. And
Yeah, I joined because I saw the debate on your channel.
Yeah.
I also started on Zulu's channel. But yeah, then I realized it was going on this server, so I joined. How the fuck do I get roles? I want roles on the server.
I'm a moderator now. Oh yeah. Everybody literally was like, everyone was literally like, give set this moderator, set this moderator. I was like, all right, I'll do it.
I don't know why the hell they chose you, bro. You're the most erratic spurred fuck I've ever met in my life.
I don't know, bro. I'm
top-
pretty good at moderating debates, I feel.
Yeah, in your mind, my very young apprentice.
You think I did a bad job?
No, you did great.
I was about to say, I think I did fine. I mean, I don't know.
My wife just said, "Be nice to you."
I don't have a wife. I should kill myself.
Yeah, probably just gonna be like, I mean, like what you have to choose from.
A bunch of fat women.
Ugh. Or fats, whores. Jesus.
I'm like, the thing about me is I want to date women, but like every time I go on these dating apps, all I get matched up with is like really fat women, and I don't want to date a fat woman. I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. I'd rather be fucking alone than to be with a fat woman. Sorry.
You just gotta mute. You just gotta mute.
Yeah, gotta do some looks maxing, bro. Got a hair implant and all that.
Some face smashing.
I mean, I do look. I'll admit, I do looks max a bit. You know what I mean? I try my best to make myself look as good as I can. But there's only so much you can do.
Just don't use dating apps. That's the only good advice.
Bro, people say that, but then the only way people find each other nowadays is through dating apps. So it's just like, fuck.
Look, bro, you guys need to understand something. Bitches don't care about the things that you do. So basically, with bitches, what you need to do instead of just mere looks maxing, you don't have to do much of that. Just cut your hair, trim your nails, that sort of thing. You need to presence maxing. You presence max, and then bitches start noticing who's in the room.
Yeah, the
Doesn't matter if you're
bitches,
tall or short. Yeah. It's very simple stuff. It's just very basic equation sort of stuff. Presence maxing.
Wow,
who
bro.
are you? Why should they give it a fuck about who you are, Mr. Man? Oh, I got money. Cool, bro. There's fucking 80 other guys in my goddamn TikTok or my, Facebook messages like that got money, bro. Why should I give a shit about you? Well, you get a presence max. It's like, oh, I'm good looking. It's like, cool, bro. I've got 80 fucking guys right behind you that are good looking too, bro. And they got money. It's like, what you gonna do now?
It's all about
Mr.
that
Man?
wealth, money, status.
It's all about that presence, bro.
It's all about that big schlong.
It is a distressing situation. Oakenscowl was once a grand leader amongst his kind.
No, they don't care about that.
You gotta have a big schlong. If you don't have a big schlong, then you're going wrong. If you
No
gotta
schlong
go
gone.
take some penis enlarger pills and
you gotta
That's
pump
not
it.
my.
You gotta
That's
pump it.
not my bag, baby. One penis enlarger pump.
yeah.
Made out to Austin.
You gotta pump that
Danger
bitch.
Power.
And then you gotta send a picture of it to every woman that you can get your hands on.
And you gotta joke. You gotta joke as well.
Be like, yo, girl, this is what I'm working with. Come sit on it. Why is Amazon taking so fucking long, bro? Same day shipping. More like order in the beginning of the day and get it all the way at the end of the day.
Hey, at least you have that. If one of you don't even have that. We gotta wait like 3 days max, a minimum.
Minimum? What? Shitballs. I'd
Yeah.
kill myself.
Fastest I've gotten is like 2 days.
Bro, we get same day shipping, bro.
But we can't
Wow.
get that because of the polar bears, man. They keep attacking the drivers.
Pro capitalism right there, bro. Same day shipping. Only capitalism can bring you same day shipping. You can't get it any other way.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about that?
Maybe with slavery. I guess we could.
Or
with
USPS.
slavery.
Even then, bro, you can't get it same day shipping. You can get same day crying. Fucking slaves crying and wailing and singing
Darien.
songs and shit. Oh Lord, no more.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
I'm just playing World of Warcraft.
more.
I am literally
Lord, I'll
obsessed.
never.
I am addicted.
All right, so I won the debate. It's
No.
official.
Against who?
So I'm all of you. I won against
yeah.
all of you.
Yeah.
I
Good
won
job.
the whole game.
Good
the
job,
whole
bro.
game is mine.
Good job.
You lost Scythus.
Scythus? Oh, thanks.
Scythus.
You know how many people call me that? King Scythus? Or King Syphilis?
Yeah, they do that just. Yeah, they do that just to piss you off.
Yes,
They
of-
know
well,
what
yeah.
Scythus is. They know exactly where you got it from too.
Yeah. I mean, well, only the OGs know where that is actually from.
I have no
What?
idea.
Well, Skyrim.
I've never played that game.
What? Bro,
What?
you gotta go out there and get yourself a copy right now.
Or if it doesn't have guns, it's boring. I'm playing that.
What? It has crossbows.
Not good enough.
Honey Bear Squash, thank you so much for the follow. Our subscription. Oh, I'm live streaming right now. I don't know if you guys knew.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're live streaming on Twitch, right? As well.
Yeah, live streaming Twitch, Kick, and oh, that's Athaldir. I told him I was live in the game, and he's just subscribed to me, which is really fucking dope. Well, thank you for subscribing to me. I live stream myself playing World of Warcraft almost every day. So if you like World of Warcraft,
Well, ask him.
you know,
You need to ask him what is the music of life, my brother.
what is the music of life? See, you are actually an OG for knowing that. What is the music of life? Silence, my brother.
Silence, my brother.
Bro, walking sucks. Why do I have to walk?
To move.
Talk about in the game. I have to walk like all the way over here. I need a mount. I want a mount, but you don't get a mount until you're level 20, which kind of sucks.
Are you playing EverQuest?
No, I'm playing World of Warcraft. EverQuest is
it's
ass.
EverQuest Lite.
EverQuest is ass compared to World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft is literally.
Is this Lizzie McGuire?
G-H-E-Y gay. Lizzie McGuire didn't exist, bro.
There's this person that says Lizzie McGuire. His name is Lizzie McGuire.
Did you guys hear that Trump won?
Nah, I didn't hear that. That's crazy.
Yes, I did.
You didn't hear
I
that?
did. How do I blow a
he
kiss?
won, bro. blow it out your ass.
Oh, I meant to kiss it at her. There we go. There we go.
Blow it out your ass right at her.
All right, let's go.
All right, boys, since I guess we're done with philosophical discussion for the night, and I see that Lego and I have taken it by storm.
Oh
I'm going
yeah,
to
of course.
bid
Yeah,
you
definitely.
Adieu. Yeah,
Yeah,
spanked
definitely.
you, bro.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You spanked your tight little ass, dude.
I'll spank your tight ass.
I would love for you to. You just never have, you know?
Yeah. You gotta
Just
pay
never
me.
have. Why should I pay more for the lazy?
I'm not a lazy poor, okay? I'm playing Wrath of the Lich King. Wrath of the Lich King is the best version of World of Warcraft. I don't care what anyone says. Anyone that disagrees is just a little biatch.
Yay. Alright, boys, y'all have a good night, alright?
Alright, get out.
Daddy's out of here. Peace. You hear me, bitch?
Yeah, I heard you. Bye. See ya.
Good.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Hear me?
Oh, now you're back.
Did you hear me, bitch?
Now I hear you. Shit.
Good. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
Get out of here. Watch him come back again.
Nah, I don't think you will this time.
Get Warmane!
That was so productive, all of those debates today.
Yeah, those
And
are the
none
most
of them
productivist.
led to anything.
I just loved how, like, I was like, you differentiate between this and this, right? Yes. Yes. No.
No, it's because they call it legitimate possession and they call it illegitimate possession.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
And then they call possession just possession, but also ownership. I don't know what the fuck they're about, bro. They're geek.
Guy needs to stop smoking that shit, man.
What are these definitions? What is the point of the term owner and thief? If it's so stupid.
There is if there's no ownership, there is no theft.
We got nowhere with this debate. I think we need to make it mandatory for everybody to read Wittgenstein before debating.
Yes.
And then that'll be then we can actually have proper debates.
I think that in the end of the day, they just fundamentally. I mean, I think the thing about like Lego is that he just kind of wants to win the debate more than he wants to like actually like have like a concise conversation. Like none of these guys are trying to like. Well, I feel like. I mean,
yeah, none of these people actually believe like ownership and possession is the same thing. Like IRL, if someone steals something from them, they're gonna say like I'm the owner. Like they're not gonna say.
Oh, you're the possessor. You're
taking legitimately owned possessions.
Yeah. None of this makes sense, as far as I could see. So.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I think that. Even though I do agree with like Liquid Zulu a lot more, I did feel like Liquid Zulu definitely could have done better in the debate. He definitely was like interrupting a lot to the point, and like I had to tell him multiple times, like, bro, wait.
Yeah,
hey,
and
Lizzie
Lego was
McGuire
interrupting
here.
to say like he was interrupting to say like he keeps interrupting me. Like I don't know.
Lizzie McGuire, oh my god, I am a huge fan of Lou. Oh my god. I've watched every one of your movies. Oh, I'm just kidding. Sorry, somebody in my chat.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah, be sure to. I live stream every single day World of Warcraft. So if you like World of Warcraft, be sure to subscribe. And I play
every single day.
Well, I try to.
Damn.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. Like sometimes when I just open YouTube, almost every day I'll usually see your videos get recommended.
So. I saw a person named Lizzie McGuire in the name, and then I went up to her. I was like, I love you.
I feel bad if there's someone joining your streams just to hear like Liquid Zulus and you just shouting into the mic, I'm the moderator.
Wait, I'm the moderator. I'm the moderator. Guys, shut up. I'm the moderator. That was hilarious. But they were annoying the shit out of me. They wouldn't shut up. They were just arguing. Like, they wouldn't stop, bro. They wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
Both of them. You know what I mean? It wasn't just one of them. It was both of them.
I might debate Zulu or somebody soon because I'm not a 9 cat anymore, at least. So I think
It was funny.
I want to try to convert some people.
Yeah. You're not gonna convert people who follow Lego because those people like are obsessed with him. It was
Yeah.
funny because I ended a live stream too before logging into. Wow, that's epic. Wait, did your live stream catch me saying I love you?
Well, is Lego a YouTuber or something?
I mean, I don't know. I think so. I don't know.
Oh no, he owns a Discord server, I think. That's some shit.
Yeah, he does own a Discord server.
You do as well, but your server is like there's no chats.
Oh, that shit's dead, bro.
Yeah, well, why are there no chats in your server though?
Well, I mean, there are chat rooms, but like, there's nobody that hangs out there because I don't hang out in my Discord. I tend to hang out in other people's Discords.
Yeah.
No,
And for me, I can't see any chat channels. I can only see like the YouTube and Twitch and rules.
So I'll live. Oh, you gotta click the rules. You gotta like the rules.
Oh, okay.
And then
but I'm retarded.
Dragon's Dogma. Is that game good? I haven't even tried it. I'm just addicted to World of Warcraft. I only play World of Warcraft. I'm addicted.
What games are even popular anymore?
I mean, there's a lot of good games that came out this year, believe it or not. Well, maybe except for Starfield.
I only play VR exclusively.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like that, but with World of Warcraft, I'm like addicted right now. There's like a lot of good games that came out that I haven't even touched because I'm just like I'm having so much fun playing World of Warcraft. It's like weird. I have a problem.
Oh shit, I can hear myself on your stream. I hate it.
You have a great voice, don't worry.
Okay, that's good.
Having a lot of fun, actually. That's good, that's good. Well, I am an anarcho-capitalist libertarian YouTuber who live streams himself playing World of Warcraft every single day because I'm addicted. And I just got done moderating a debate, I guess. It was pretty wild. And then doing a little bit of debating myself. All while playing World of Warcraft, of course. In the war main.
Debated for like an hour.
Yeah, I've been live for like 3 hours, so...
Long stream.
I try to live stream for as long as I can. But sometimes I'm like so tired from work, I'll live stream for like 1 hour and then just go to bed. Oh, you catch me?
I think this is like your longest stream, like, ever.
Well, actually, the longest stream that I've ever done was 8 hours.
Oh, you have one that's 8 hours?
Yeah, one live stream that was 8 hours. I mean, I don't have it on... I deleted it, but... because I delete my live streams. And... Because I kind of want when people to see my live section, I want people to see my debates. Not just my my gameplay. I want my gameplay to be like a side thing, whereas my live... You know?
Why don't you just stream those on the gaming channel?
I deleted the gaming channel because I wasn't getting any viewers on it.
Were you even posting there?
Yeah, I was, but it wasn't getting nothing. So, and I noticed that most people, when they look me up, they go onto this channel. So,
okay.
And I'm not trying to make this a gaming channel. I just want it to be it's just me. You know what I mean? It's the channel where you go to find me. That makes sense.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Utilitarians don't believe in consent. That's a crazy title.
No, they don't. Yeah. No, I've been uploading my TikToks to my channel. But,
not evolutionary capitalist. This dude is so schizo.
Bro, he is. Oh my god. That guy's
He's
wild.
everywhere.
He comments on every one of my videos, and Liquid Zulu's videos. Like he has a hate boner for ANCAPs. He's like obsessed with us.
Oh shit. Prax Seb is in your in the comments. Bro, I've met that guy on fucking. I've talked to him on like I've just seen him in the comments on like random TikToks and YouTube. And
Yeah,
then
he's cool.
He's also from my country.
You guys should hang out.
Yeah, maybe. I also he also was writing a book about anarcho-capitalism. He said.
Not bad. I just got
Which is
finished
pretty
reading a pretty
big.
epic book, The Ethics of Anarcho-Capitalism. It's pretty cool.
Who wrote it?
I forgot. Let me look it up. It's written by
They now lie at the bottom of the ocean as trophies for those fiends. Both captains didn't make it out that night, and their logs and other
Christopher Borer.
I've not heard of him before.
Yeah, I saw it on. It got recommended to me on Amazon. So the Amazon audiobook thing. So I got it.
You should read Herbert Spencer's work. He's pretty good.
All right.
I know Murray Rothbard said one of his books were some of the greatest literature on libertarian philosophy ever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably good.
That was a pretty epic debate, bro.
Chaotic. Chaotic debate, but it was still a good debate. Kazulu.
Bro. I'm the moderator. I thought that was funny.
I'm the king.
I try to be not biased. I'm a pretty good moderator. I moderate a lot of debates. I've moderated a lot of debates. So.
Did you just moderate without being a moderator?
Well, I did like earlier, but then they gave me the role.
Yeah, because I was confused about that. I clicked on you and I didn't see any any moderator role. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they gave it to me like a little bit into it because they noticed that they were arguing like pretty wildly. So, and they weren't like gonna stop interrupting each other. So, you know, I kind of. Once they gave me the moderator role, like I think it definitely turned a lot more. It got. I mean, obviously the debate didn't really go far, like, but it was definitely a lot more, you know, civil.
Yeah, thanks for taking the initiative with that.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody was like, kind of like, I was like, you know, I'll do it. I kind of stepped up and was like, yeah, I'll do it.
I was delaying handing over the moderator privileges because I just wanted to, you know, take my time with that aspect. But the server more than doubled in size today, so I didn't really have a choice. But I'm glad it turned out good, so I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, it's no problem. I mean, you don't have to keep me as a moderator. I mean, I only really asked for it so that I could stop them from interrupting each other constantly.
Bro, those two are just not meant
Mm-hmm.
to work it out.
Mm-hmm. There was no way that they were gonna like not interrupt each other without like some sort of like moderation or muting or something. You know what I mean?
I hope everyone thought the debate was worth watching.
I thought it was good. I think most people thought it was good. I think that you did a great job moderating.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. I think I was like definitely walking the line a little bit with getting involved, but I think it's better than risking the conversation getting stale.
Yeah. There was a couple of points where I think it was definitely both of them. I think both of them were definitely at fault for interrupting each other a lot. Like there was no like yeah.
Yeah, and Zulu. I mean, like Zulu's outside of like politics and philosophy and all that. Like Zulu's a friend of mine, but
Yeah.
he's not perfect, right?
Mhm.
Doesn't have to be, not personal. When you mute people or whatever, you correct them. Doesn't have to be not personal.
Oh yeah. I 100% agree. I don't know if it's just me, but your microphone is like really low.
Yeah, for me too.
Oh wait a minute. How about now?
Much better.
Oh, that's a lot
Much better.
Okay, I literally was talking to the wrong microphone. That's why.
But
the microphone that I'm using right now is on the other side of the desk.
Damn, I forgot to shout myself out. I should have shouted myself out.
Yeah.
For
well,
the
I just want
clout.
to say thanks.
Yeah, no
and,
problem.
I'm gonna hop off now, but thanks everyone for coming too. I appreciate the views.
Yeah, of course, man. I had fun. I'm surprised that you actually got this together, and I'm happy you did.
Yeah, I'm grateful. Everybody who participated, especially Lego and Zulu, they were
one
great.
last thing. It seems like what's his name wants to debate me on self ownership.
Eratosis?
Eratosis. Yes.
Cool. Yeah. Tomorrow I'll be working on getting this animated and put online, and then unless I forget, which is
Mhm.
totally possible, I'll get it set up with you. I'll get a date set up with you, and
Yeah, no problem.
I got a debate coming up with Adrian and Owen, and I'm really looking forward to that one too. So
It's for the content, man.
hell yeah.
You see now why I don't like debates. Seems like a big waste of time to me. Listen, like it's all for the content, bro. It's all for the content. You know what I mean?
No, I totally get it.
You know that I'm talking to my chatter. He's in my.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
Yep. You too.
Is this getting posted on their channel?
I'm not gonna delete
debate?
this VOD.
No, like the Work It Out channel.
Probably, yeah.
They have a channel, right?
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, okay.
My thing got delivered. All right, should I do an unboxing of my thing that I just bought?
What is it?
It's
what is
so I bought those lights that when flies go into it they get electrocuted, right? Yeah, so I bought one of those.
You should have bought like a bug assault, so you can snipe them.
I know exactly what you're talking about too. But yeah, I'm thinking I got one of those because there's it's mosquito season right now, and yeah, the mosquitoes are out and the fucking flies are out, and when they get in, it's kind of, I'd hate fucking individually swatting them. So I think it's better for me to just keep a light thing so that they'll just fly into it eventually, and I don't have to fucking worry about it. Let me get to a safe spot so I don't die, and then I'll run out and grab it.
He's camping.
Well, I am on a PvP server. Anyone can just come up to me and shoot. Alright, I'll be right back.
I now control the stream, guys. What's up? I now have the opportunity to say slurs. Take stream down. Let's go. Hassan stream is crazy.
All right, biatches.
No way you're doing a Hassan stream, bro. That's crazy.
It's called a bug a bo. A Hassan style live stream, bro.
I could have said so many terrible things while you were gone, bro, and taking your stream down.
I trusted you, but maybe I was wrong. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out later. All right, here it is. It's a bug zapper. I'm gonna plug it.
Zap yourself
So that's it.
with it for content and clip
looks
it.
like there's a hook on this thing. Oh, so if I want to like hang it up somewhere, that's a pretty long thing. All right, let's go plug this bitch in. Oh, it's already zapping them. Yeah! Fucking bitches. Yeah! Yeah, you fucking bitches. Yo, I was getting tired of those fucking stupid fucking flies all in my shit. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear them getting zapped.
You hear them getting zapped?
Yes.
Bro, they're all over my trash. I'm gonna turn the light off so that they can fly right to it. Oh, you hear that?
Yeah.
Yes! 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 Fucking bugs. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of my property!
This is private property.
This is private property! Alright. That's wild, isn't it?
Damn, technology.
Yeah, you hear how many of them there were? It was a lot.
Yeah, her zap zap zap.
Yeah, there was a bunch of them fuckers. They were like little baby flies, you know what I mean? Like the little ones.
Oh, you're killing babies. Wow.
Yeah. Well,
How dare you.
they went on my property without my consent, you know what I mean? So
That's true. That's true. We all know you can shoot a child with a rocket launcher if they get on your property. That's the gospel.
I wasn't caught up with the stream. The stream, okay, so since you just joined, what happened was I had a Liquid Zulu had a debate with another friend of mine, like Lego. And, there's two. My back. Excuse me. They were debating each other. And in the beginning, my friend moderator, he was debating. Whoa, another one. And then they stopped debating. They went down to have like a kind of Q&A thing, and then I kind of started moderating then. Yeah, that's how you know it's working, bro. Best $30 I've spent in a while.
There's gonna be dead flies all over your room.
Yeah, dude. And it works for mosquitoes too. So, where I live, there's a lot of mosquitoes. They come in. If you open your door just for 1 second, they'll fly right in, and it's just. And they're a pain in the ass to kill. That just shows you how many of them fuckers that were in here, bro. Holy cow.
All of those in one room. That's crazy.
Yeah. I live in a studio apartment, so it's all one room. You know what I mean? Except for the toilet. The toilet has its own little room, but everything other than that, it's a one room, kitchen, bedroom, everything. I love it.
I can still hear them getting clapped. I
need a new axe. Where can I get an axe?
that was certainly a debate. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll head out now.
All right, brother. It was good talking to you, man.
Yeah, see ya.
Yes, they fucking do. I'm trying to get my character to level, Do you hear them, getting zapped?
I am listening.
Let me go back to Darnassus and see if if there are any weapon trainers.
Your body looks worn and your spirit weary. Rest yourself beneath our roof and allow Elune to guide your dreams.
Guide my dreams. Yeah, but I was talking about mosquitoes. They are annoying when they fly next to your ear. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's just like, what? You could hear them like, zzz, 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 zzz. Yeah, I hate it. I hate mosquitoes in general. I hope we need to genocide mosquitoes. I think we should genocide mosquitoes. Personally.
I am honored. The hippogriff is a noble beast, proud and swift. They are an honor to train and can quickly take their rider a great distance.
Isn't it kind of cool how I had the live stream and I was showing the Discord at the same time too? Let me go check the zapping. Yeah, we killed a lot of flies. You could do that? No, it's not that hard. All you need to do is just put a second display capture on there. Damn, bro, I need a horse. Ammunition? I need to ask directions.
How may I help? Of all the wondrous places within Darnassus, which would you have me direct you to? I received the majority of my weapons training from Ilyania Moonfire in the Warrior's Terrace. You would do well to seek her out if you desire to learn the use of a new weapon.
All right, cool. I really like that you can ask the guys where it is and they could tell you where it is. Makes it a lot easier.
Ishnu-Allah. The grace with which I fight is not something I can teach you, but I can teach you the use of various weapons.
Really? That's it?
Del Nadris. I am honored.
I need this.
Farewell.
Oh, this mail?
Feel free to browse. Goddess watch over you. Hello.
And I don't need that.
Farewell.
Nice.
My goods are of the highest quality.
And that's pretty much that. This is a two-handed sword. But the thing about it is that it's basically a katana.
Good luck.
I want a katana. I wish I had a katana. Alright, look at me. Got a good, beautiful axe. Honestly, I'm probably gonna just Hearthstone back, and I'm probably just gonna call it a night for the night. I've been on for like 4 hours. I'm getting kind of hungry. I need to go cook myself some food. And yeah, honestly, I had a really great time. I'm not gonna delete this VOD, so you guys can check it out later.